get in the booze.
Penis and balls.
I'm made of hay.
My balls and dick. Are you recording this?
I was just kind of testing, but now I think we should just
roll with it.
Now I feel like we should just stay
God.
with it.
What a weird way to start season 2.
It really is.
Oh my
Did you
God.
say I'm made of hay?
I couldn't. I was under pressure.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Penis. And then also balls. Suck them both at once. I'm an asshole. Boom, boom, boom. It's my All right. Welcome to season 2, everybody.
Are we starting?
I guess
we're starting.
I was just going to do an audio test, but then it was good.
Hey,
All right.
hey,
We
whatever.
can stop.
I don't know if "good" is the word I'd use.
I thought it was,
I mean,
we could. You guys just want to start over?
no, it's what. Hey, man,
You want to relegate this to history, like so many other good moments?
you can do. No,
Spoiled.
We're
and
already
hidden away.
here. We're already here.
All right, fine. All right.
Do you want to? Are we gonna? Are we just? All right. Welcome to season 2, everybody. Hey, we're back.
Welcome to season 2.
I know it's almost like we never went away.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like our last episode was just a week ago, and the one before that a week before that.
If you'll recall, one of the many times I've mentioned, television shows have a tendency to get better in the second season.
Yeah.
TV tropes refers to this as growing the beard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, I'm working on it.
You're growing your beard.
I'm trying.
I
My
just
homeless
got my beard
beard.
trimmed.
My big fucking gross homeless beard. I'm working. I trimmed it. So now it's a little less homeless.
Oh, it looks pretty handsome.
It's like when they give free haircuts to the homeless. That's what I look like right now. It's like still shitty and gross, but once a month you get to feel like you matter.
They wouldn't listen. They wouldn't listen when he kept telling them he wasn't actually homeless. They just needed those fucking YouTube views, man.
Yeah,
Of course.
They needed to go viral for their good deed.
Oh my God, I would
already viral.
I would love to see you in one of those ads where like you can help a young man in need, and it's just you.
I have a full-time job.
I would love to see you in one of those commercials of just like this poor fat idiot.
You can give him a haircut. I don't want it. I don't want a haircut.
He needs a haircut. You can give him a haircut.
Look how disgusting and unkempt he is.
Hey,
That's a great sketch idea.
maybe
that you
we'll just
had there.
actually do that.
We're gonna let you in a little secret there. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Hey, season 2, episode 1.
Yay.
Hey, session 32. In
Yes.
case you actually, I guess they will have lost count now because it's going to say season 2, episode 1.
Yeah. So now we will have officially lost count of what episode it is.
Well, I'm not because I'm going to make a little notation right on the
a nice
side.
idea.
Yeah, so we know, and then on our big landmarks we can.
I need paper.
Oh, you do need paper. Do I have your notebook?
You might.
I have someone's notebook.
You have a note. I just put that notebook there because that looked like your notebook.
That's your notebook, Ben.
Oh, well, there you go. Shows you what the fuck I
knew
know.
when I knew when I saw something about unicorn semen.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure I didn't
knew
write it.
Yeah.
that has to be bad.
But
You know me so well.
anyway, good ruffling sounds just to
Oh,
clutter
man.
up the background.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's a new year. It's a new
it
season.
is. It's new audio equipment. In case you guys didn't listen to the last episode, there.
Yes.
Right.
We're
Got all new shit.
all new shit. So it felt like a really good place to kind of end it and start anew.
Yeah, it's after having done it for 30 some episodes is a good time to stop and sit back and reflect.
Right.
Maybe create a slightly different show.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we're definitely there's gonna be. They're minor changes, but they are changes nonetheless, and you guys are going to notice a little bit here.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I have an idea.
All right.
We're gonna just roll with, and we're gonna see.
Maybe that's what our first several episodes of the year should be: is throwing everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Figure out what works here.
Just like they do in I don't know, Rockefeller Center, wherever they make TV.
Yeah, where they make the TV.
Yeah.
They just throw Alec Baldwin at a wall and hope
He sticks every time.
He sticks.
but
Alec Baldwin is notoriously sticky.
I think everyone knows.
I mean, I think we can all agree that
It's-
Alec Baldwin
it's-
is very sticky.
it's one of those well-known secrets in the industry. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
The
an
thing
open
everyone
secret.
knows and no one talks about. Open
Right.
secret. Yeah.
You just shake his hand and then.
You just kind of pull back, and there's a little layer of slime between you and him for a minute.
Did I ever tell you about the hardest I ever made our friend Drew laugh?
I do know exactly what you're about to talk about because when you said Alec Baldwin, it's what I thought of.
So yeah, this is for people who don't. It was the hardest I ever made my friend Drew laugh. It was like 11:30 in the morning, and the bar on campus when we were in college was always open at 11:30, and the beer was always cold. So
yeah.
you know, she had just gotten out of class early, and she's like,
When's the last time we've hung out there?
I know. You know what? I was there with Trisha when she had to be on campus to take her national certification. So I got drunk and had chicken wings. And I was
Fucking
like,
A.
I was
At like 11:30.
Yeah, I was like 6 beers deep by the time she was done with her test. So
Should we just plug it by name? Because I mean, it's
Inner Circle,
amazing
yeah,
place.
it's
Yeah.
Inner Circle on
Pizza
on campus, but next to YSU's campus. Or any of you in Youngstown.
and a few other convenient locations throughout the county.
Yeah.
Great pizza.
yeah, and great wings and
Which
sandwiches.
Youngstown has
And
no
cheap
shortage
wings.
of, but it's especially good.
It's very good. Yeah,
It's all locally owned.
Right.
Yeah, great place to go and get a beer between classes.
or several.
yeah.
as we did most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, she came out early and she's like, hey, you know, I'm out early. I'm out for the rest of the day. And I was too. And she's like, do you want to go to, you know, we were both off that day.
Yeah.
She's like, do you want to go to Inner Circle and have some morning beer? And I said, do I? Does Alec Baldwin have huge cancerous balls?
Wasn't her response kind of like,
No.
yeah, like, does he?
What? It was like it was one of the things like it was the first thing that popped into my head, and it tickled me that I laughed as I said it. It was like, does Alec
Cancerous
huge
balls.
Alec Baldwin's huge cancerous balls.
That's what they're always saying about
don't-
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin doesn't have cancer. as
far as
I
we
know,
know.
he might.
Well, not yet anyway.
Well, someone needs to check his balls.
Yeah. Well, I think all the Trump stuff he's been doing on SNL has just added years to his life.
Yeah, and size to his balls.
Yeah.
It's added rings to his balls like an old oak tree.
You cut his balls open.
You ever want
just count the
You want to
rings.
know how old Alec Baldwin is? You got to cut open one of them balls.
Slice and add. This is an odd start to season 2.
I'm cool with it.
Very odd. Well, I guess. Well, the one thing that is staying the same here,
The mainstay.
the
constant.
everybody's favorite. Why we're fucked.
We are.
and we are indeed.
We're super fucked.
We're super fucked. So I guess this week, Dave, we're gonna start with you.
I thought you were about to psych me out.
I did a double reverse psych out. You see how I did that? Like Bobby Petrino
Yeah,
up in
you
here, just
got me.
running trick plays on your ass.
You really gave me real.
Sports reference.
So I got a mini one to start with. I don't know if you guys can tell me what game this was. The Habs played recently.
Against Boston?
Was it Boston?
They played Boston the other night. Yeah.
I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of. It might have been the Leafs.
Oh, okay.
Did they also play the Leafs recently?
They played the Leafs a couple times this season, so
I can't remember who they were playing, but there was a ridiculous interference penalty that I'm going to have to watch with you guys soon that came out of that game. It was, I think,
It wasn't the Bruins game.
No,
it was the
officiating
dumbest.
pretty
It was
on
the
point.
dumbest penalty I've seen it forever. It
Really?
was so incredibly dumb. Where like basically you have, oh no, it was the Islanders. I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The Islanders, and the one defender from the Islanders, or
He
whatever.
did
is-
play the Isles recently.
Yeah.
So they're coming around. He's coming around and passes his opponent, and they don't even make contact until the Canadian skater is already down. They don't even make contact until he's like no longer standing and in the process of falling, and then his stick hits him incidentally.
And they called it.
And they called it interference. And when you watch it,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so incredibly clear that's not what that was.
Yeah.
That's a real EA penalty.
Yeah. Right.
It's
yeah.
hilarious. It's nuts. I actually, having watched it multiple times now, I don't know how they got the impression that it was an interference penalty.
Now, I will say this: of every professional sport that I've watched and enjoyed or tried to get into and watch, I think the NHL has probably the most accurate refs. They're usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Usually. Not always, but usually.
And it's definitely I think it's more common in the NHL. I feel like in other sports, if the refs want to direct the course of a game or direct the attitude of a game, they'll call more penalties or less penalties. They'll make statement penalties, and whereas in other sports, it seems like people just think that the refs are being inconsistent.
Sure. Yeah.
But in hockey, the attitude of the game is a big thing because they don't want it to get out of hand.
Sure. Well, and then a big rivalry for both of our teams is the Flyers. That's a game that the refs usually just kind of let them play. You know what I mean? Unless it's blatant. You know what I mean? Yeah. They'll kind of let those guys get away with a little bit and let them play old school hockey. Yeah. You know.
Look, I'm there to watch Claude Giroux get fucking creamed. Leveled. Yeah. And Giroux. If the refs deny me that, I will be a very sad panda. Yeah. I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm sorry.
Okay. The main reason that we're fucked, and we haven't talked about this one yet, and it's been probably like 10 weeks.
That's the first it's been of the season.
Yeah, it is.
It's been
achievement unlocked.
So the NCAA championship game.
Yeah.
Which you guys came over, we watched, we had a good time.
Yeah. Great game. Actually.
I will say why we're fucked is that in order to watch this game in a playable, in a reasonable way, we had no choice but to resort to streaming piracy.
Yeah.
We had no choice.
ESPN dropped the ball, and I did some research, and it looks like they dropped the ball on the 2 playoff games as well. The Rose Bowl was Oklahoma and Georgia, and easily in one of the top 5 best football games I've ever watched in my life. It was really good. Yeah. And I guess if you were watching, thankfully I was watching it on ESPN on cable. Yeah. But if you were watching on the app, it was like unwatchable, and they just missed that game.
It's terrible. To watch these games through the official app is a horrible experience. Yeah. Buffering every 15 seconds, losing a quarter of every minute.
I think it'll get better when cable finally dies.
I think they're trying to kill this. And long live cable. I think that's what they're doing. And that's why I'm saying we're fucked. Is I think that this could be an extremely viable service that they don't want to support.
Sure.
Because it nets them less money.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's overall less profitable.
But it's going to lead more people into piracy.
Right.
Yeah. Until they kill that problem, and then you'll just have either the shittiest way to watch the game or the most expensive way to watch the game.
Sure. Now I will say this: the NHL TV service is basically the league's solution to out of market games for people like me who are, fans of teams that aren't nearby.
Right.
I just got there, it's the halfway point in the year. It's normally $140 a year, which is fine with me because I'm a quality whore and I like to watch them in HD. But it was $50 for the second half of the season, and I can watch every game that everybody plays now for the rest of the season, except for probably the Penguins because we're in Penguins territory.
Sure. Yeah, right.
But I always see shitloads of complaints about that, and people are mad that I can't watch my team, and it's like, well, you're 30 miles away from where they're playing the game. You go to a bar. You know what I mean? So I don't have any that's so far. I was nervous about buying it, but I figured for $50 I'd take a chance. But I haven't had any issues with that. I watched all of the Bruins game in the car.
This is brought to you by the NHL.
Yeah, it's NHL.tv basically. Okay. So it's instead of getting center ice through your cable subscription.
Yeah,
it's the same price, and it does the same thing. The only difference is and actually, this is really stupid. You can buy the NHL pass on cable, and it doesn't come with the NHL network. You have to pay an additional $5 to get the NHL network.
No kidding.
So with this, I get all the shows that most of the shows that air on the NHL network too. So
that's awesome.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited about it. There's a bunch of games on tonight. I was going to put some on. So
see, that's great. That to me is good news. That there's at least one of these services that does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah,
right.
Because we found it unwatchable.
Get on the fucking ball, ESPN.
Yeah, really.
It was horrible. terrible.
Really?
It was infuriating. I was up every 15 seconds blaming my network and cursing my own existence.
No, it's not your fault. It's just, ESPN fucking dropped the ball 2 weeks in a row. So.
Going around unplugging electronic devices.
Right, yeah, which did nothing. And then even when we put the game back onto that thing later, it just, the pirate stream was better. So
Right.
Yeah. So I guess that's why we're fucked is you made me steal ESPN.
Right. Yeah.
You made me done a bad thing.
Real talk, though, great game. Really
Yeah.
good football game.
It was a great game.
Yeah, a lot of fun to watch. Saban won another one, so.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
I'm
actually maybe one of the few people who is I'm excited for him. I like Nick Saban. I would like Nick Saban if he was coaching at like Troy or Rice University.
Yeah.
Somewhere where he was like just no threat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would like him a lot more. But he tied Bear Bryant's record for national championships. He has 6.
Oh, really?
5 of those are at Alabama. That's incredible.
I remember you talking about that during the game.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Ben, why are we fucked this week?
Well, we are fucked here in Youngstown because it's not even just the weather. It's not what the weather is doing to the roads. It's the roads themselves and specifically the potholes in the roads.
Oh, my God.
It's that time of year.
They can't fix them for more than like 6 months.
Right.
No.
Oh, they can. They just won't.
They don't. I feel like they must be using the shittiest, cheapest solution.
There is a gigantic chuck hole on Canfield Road that takes up most of the lane.
Really?
It's fucking ridiculous. It's like the size of a
Like the size of a Bob's Big Boy? How is it on the Big Boy scale?
Sorry, Bob's Big Boy.
It's like man sized. Like it's
Oh, God.
fucking huge.
Well, that's at
like
least
a-
1.5 boy sized.
Yeah, but
That's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
but
Sorry.
so potholes happen because as weather warms up, cement expands. Asphalt rather expands.
Asphalt.
And when it gets colder, it contracts. And as it contracts, it leaves these big holes
Yeah.
where there is no longer asphalt.
And through those holes, the head starts crowning.
That's
Right.
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 And that's how you get a road baby.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
And I don't think you're ready to do that. No. Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
And for one reason or another, we haven't found any kind of material that doesn't do this.
That's a great question.
Here's the thing. We have there's a bunch of like recycled tires that are just sitting in piles.
Right.
Causing
you could
damage.
rubberize a road, couldn't you? You could like put a
And they
rubber material
have.
in. Yeah.
And the places where they've done it minimally, they've seen huge success because those roads last for 25 or 30 years.
Yeah.
They're like, it's ridiculous how long they last. And then, you're recycling something that's, otherwise just sitting in a big pile somewhere,
Why don't
fucking up
why
the
don't we
ozone.
put all our trash in that shit?
That's a great idea.
Why don't we put more trash in the road?
Because my jobs, that's why.
Yeah, right.
My jobs.
My jobs.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like that's the problem is they rather than or even like cement or concrete, that's going to last significantly longer than just asphalt.
Yeah.
Asphalt is done in about 2 years before you have to go back through and redo it. Cement, 10 to 12, rubber, 25 to 30. So, they have solutions, they just won't do it.
That's a shame.
They say it's too expensive, which I would argue, okay, yeah, initially, and then,
You save in the long run.
right, exactly. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not sure why we have that mentality of just like if it costs.
Because Americans are fucking stupid.
It's
That's
like
why.
I don't want my state and local government to be as dumb as me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if I've got $5 and I can swing through somewhere and pick up a little couple of McDoubles and feel
Right.
good for a minute instead of like buy a couple of groceries that last a couple of days. I don't want my government to make the dumb decision I make.
Right,
And
exactly.
choose the cheap, stupid thing that feels good now.
Right.
Like they have to be smarter than me.
They're not. And they're not.
That's disappointing.
And here's why we're really fucked is because the entire infrastructure is crumbling. And sometime in the next 3 decades, we're going to have a serious problem on our hands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I really think we're going to be fucked.
We've already got like rando bridges collapsing and shit like everywhere.
Rando Bridges.
Rando bridges.
Jeff Bridges' cousin.
I like Rando Bridges.
Rando Bridges.
He seems cool.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, especially if you're in Ohio. Dad said when he was on his way here in summertime, driving from California,
Yeah.
everybody else's roads are just as fucked up.
Yeah?
Yeah, he said like driving up from the west and then like the central U.S., just nothing but shitty roads and potholes and yeah.
That's bad news.
That's really bad news. That's really bad news for all of us. So, well, I think we're fucked.
Do you?
I do.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
But I'll talk about it next week. So moving on.
What?
We're
I don't think so.
we're fucked because people don't understand what the word sail means.
Okay.
That was
sorry.
It's the thing that makes a boat go.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Now you understand sailing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Entirely.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, moving on.
Yeah. Anyway, no, people don't understand what the word sail means. We had a guy. I got texted today by my boss. I guess we had a guy today who left us a shitty comment that made it all the way to our district manager. This guy came in a couple days ago and he wanted to buy a washer and dryer.
Okay.
And it was cheaper last month. It was like 30 days ago. It was $50 cheaper a piece. And he wanted to know if we could price match it. And I said,
What possible event could have caused that, do you think?
I don't know. It's a great question. But yeah, it
didn't even occur to
And he's
me.
like, "Well, can I get it for that price?" And I said, "No, like, no, you can't." And I even I asked, I already knew the answer. I already asked, no, we can't do it.
Yeah.
Checked it with our cost. It would be cheaper than what we, as employees with a discount, pay for it.
Right.
Which means it's below the cost level. Like it's not happening. It was already like $200 off. He wanted the extra 50, and and here's the fucking kicker, man. This guy used to work there, I guess, like years ago, so he should know how sales work.
I feel like
Typically,
everybody knows how sales
Typically,
work.
when something's on sale, it doesn't last. That doesn't mean you get that price always, or it wouldn't be a sale.
Right.
It would just be the price.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he left us a shitty comment. It got all the way to the district boss, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have to defend my position. It's fucking insane. Like I think that sounds like a no-brainer to me. Like,
Yeah.
no, you fucking idiot. And I did everything I could. Like, I'm like, hey, if I find it cheaper, I'll match it. Or like, if you see it cheaper later,
Yeah.
come back in and we'll do it. But I can't help it that you waited a fucking month. And like, I asked him, I'm like, well, when did you see it? And he's like, it was a while ago.
Did he say it like that?
Yeah, it was like, it's exactly how he did. He's like, it was a while ago, So I looked it up. It was like 30. It was a month. It was a Christmas sale.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fucking help you there.
You don't get Christmas sales in January. Who the fuck do you think you are?
What kind of fucking orthodox bullshit is this? When do you celebrate Christmas?
It's like some kind of weird, like the 5-second rule or some apocryphal rule of human experience we
Right.
don't know about.
You some kind of Jew?
Well, sir.
No, I know.
Well, sir, it's Christmas somewhere in the world.
Yeah,
It's always Christmas.
it's always Christmas.
It's Christmas somewhere.
Haven't you ever heard of time zones? That's how that works.
Come on, man. It's like we're having summer and Australia's having winter. Like it's Christmas here. It's Easter there.
Yeah, it's that's just how we do it. You all right?
What you looking at?
What you doing there, buddy?
What you looking at?
I'm looking at the mixer.
Yeah?
That's a mixer, all right.
Arcane reasons.
Okay.
But please continue.
No, it's just it. It's just people are fucking stupid and they don't. And I wish that didn't happen as often as it did. That people just don't.
Yeah.
And it's not that he didn't know that we couldn't do that. It's that he fucked up and he knows it, and now he's mad and he's gonna blame it on us because he thinks he's better, but he's not.
I got a flip side of this very same thing. Someone that I know came over today and he was talking about like wanting to buy a laptop.
Yeah.
And he's watching the price at Best Buy. There's 2 he's watching. And the one is on sale and I think the other one isn't. I can't remember, but he was complaining that it said it was
Sorry. Just wanted to get that on the mic.
This episode brought to you by Miller Lite.
Yeah, Miller Lite. Drink responsibly?
The question mark. He was complaining that the thing had been on sale for so long, and I still don't understand.
Oh my God.
Was that
That was me.
a little toot?
No, of course not.
Did you make a little toot?
Anyway.
Wow, that sounded like far away
Yeah.
and very big.
Yeah. It was like not so much of a toot as it was like the sequel to Tremors.
I didn't realize you could throw your farts.
I can.
That's amazing. You could just make them sound like they came from the other room.
Like South Park. Just yeah. I just kamikazed my fart to the opposite side of the room.
It's funny that
It sounds really great in a hi-fi.
it made such a really far away echoey noise.
Yeah.
It's like your asshole was on the other side of this room.
Yeah, it is.
Amazing.
Incredible. Go ahead. I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
This guy was just complaining. Is like, oh, you know, it's still on. It's at the same price it's been for how long? I wouldn't call that a sale. It's like, why are you complaining? Just buy it.
Right.
Like, why are you bitching that a sale lasted long?
And here's what's going to happen. He's going to go to get it, and it's going to be back to full price.
Yep.
And then he's going to be bitching and pissing and moaning.
He'll flip shit when it goes off sale, whether he goes or not. The minute he notices the sale has ended, he will lose his mind.
Yeah, tough shit.
Yeah.
I can't help it if you're fucking dumbass. It's like it's the same people who came in like a day before Christmas and then were mad that we didn't have something that was popular.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
It was the remote start, right?
Yeah. It was like, well, it wasn't just that. It was everybody was just we get that every year. People are just fucking pissed about
Right.
like I can't control that. It's
Yeah.
not my fault. You fucking put it off. I put it off too. But I'm not mad at somebody when they don't have something I want and I wait till the last minute.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just pissed me off. The guy. We deal with a lot of shit all day long.
Yeah.
You
Have that on top of it.
right.
It's like, if something is on sale, you
Right.
know you have to do something. You know when the sale ends.
Right.
They'll tell you.
That's the
Sunday.
Yeah, that's the entire reason the sale exists, is to entice you to buy shit.
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
And it's not our fault if we fail that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll be back with the next segment of our show.
I'm going to take a little breaky.
Take a little breaky boo. Again, welcome to season 2.
Welcome to
Season 2. Oh, God.
season 2.
Just a lot of fat.
Stunning Dolby 5.1 surround sound.
Just a lot of like fat breathing.
Millions of years ago, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Thousands of years ago. All right. We'll be back.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Yep. Nope.
Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Yeah, we back.
Oh, man. So I guess here's the thing, guys.
Oh, here's the thing.
We're not doing Schmorpin and Dorpin anymore.
No,
It's just a thing that I think we talked about it on the clip show episode.
we did.
It's kind of run its course.
It's run its course. It was a thing that was like it was double ironic because it was like a funny stupid joke, and then we did it on the show, and then it became serious.
yeah,
We
that's,
became the very thing we swore to mock.
yeah, that's a good point because it was initially like, look at these, look at the
how
cigar
stupid this is,
assholes,
right?
They're always-
And then that's exactly what we did.
Just like The Simpsons.
And then there were times when we just didn't have anything, so it ran its course, and we're not really going to be doing Schmorpin and Dorpin anymore unless we have
Right.
something that's noteworthy to talk about.
Yeah.
Which, oddly enough, is a poor time to do this because we do have something to talk about this
yes,
time.
we do.
So you want to explain what
Yeah.
we got here, Dave?
So my neighbor up the street, Jeff, makes wine, and I found this out one day last summer. He was happening by, and he had his dog, and he was over at the neighbors, and so was I. I was talking about brewing beer. He was talking about making wine, and he made this Apfelwein. You drink it, mein Führer. I can walk. Apfelwein sind. which I guess Zint actually means cinnamon.
Yeah. Oh, Zint.
It is 11% around about ABV, and it
Good.
tastes like an apple pie.
Yeah. You know what? I got a little taste there, and I know he said let it aerate, so that's what I'm going to do.
Right. I mean, I'm swishing it, but you can take a sippy. I mean, take
Yeah,
a,
I
take a
did.
very
I
tiny
did.
sippy
I
there.
did. Initial impressions, strange, but I'm gonna let it aerate a little first.
I really like the way this tastes.
This tastes exactly the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
Well, it smells incredible.
Which is
Yeah.
fan-fucking-tastic.
It's something else. I told him I got to know how you're doing this. I texted him. I had to get his number from another neighbor, and I texted him last night. And I'm like, I got to know how you're doing this.
Yeah.
This would pair really, really fucking well with a nice ham.
Like a nice tall glass of Apfelwein.
A nice tall glass of dad semen.
I don't know if we ever talked about
No, I
that
don't
one.
think we
I don't
ever
think we've
did.
talked about it on the show,
Yeah.
but it's one of my favorite fucking things in the world.
Yeah, that came out. There was a buddy of mine that was something around the table. His older brother said his mother asked if anyone wanted anything to drink, and his older brother was an asshole and literally said, "Yeah, how about a nice cold tall glass of dad's semen?"
It's just really funny. A glass full.
That's
A whole glass.
cold. That means they're
Tall.
storing it.
You're
Tall.
lucky I've been saving this in the fridge for so long, my boy.
There's a jug of it somewhere that contains more than a tall cold glass.
You mean you keep jars of your semen in the fridge?
Do you not?
Well, not any time except the holidays.
Yeah, of course. You you put a little pumpkin spice in it. And
Yeah, you know,
flavor it up a
every
little.
time fall comes around, you pop the cork.
You pop the cork and then you pop the cork. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Woo!
And if you need some appetizers,
Masturbation.
that's when you bust out the jar of toenails.
Yeah. Yummy.
Anyway, yeah, Apfelwein's really good. It does not in any way resemble semen.
Yeah, not at all.
No.
In fact, it's more like piss, if anything. Like bubbly piss.
God damn it.
I love this.
It is
I love
very-
This is really good.
I told him. I told him.
Ooh.
I got to know how he's doing this.
Oh my God, that's really good.
It's incredible.
It's really good.
yeah.
It's really good.
Anyway, enough of that.
So, in place of the Schmorpen and Dorpen segment,
Yeah.
we talked about a couple things that I never think we reached
We did not.
we didn't reach a conclusive thing on.
We were writing the show in real
as
time.
as it's happening. So I think like generally I figured why don't we do some stuff, and we were talking about it before the show, see what sticks, and I think were we talking about it on the show? I don't know.
Yeah, we did at the top of the show here. We were talking about throwing Alec Baldwin at it and seeing that
Right.
it's
Yeah, seeing that he's sticky because
Yeah.
he's very stinker.
We've come full circle now.
Yes.
So Dave, you've been doing the would you rather thing.
Yes. Would you rather?
I think I'm going to go a different direction here. If your thing is going to be would you rather, I think maybe my thing will be a joke of the week.
Oh, all right.
So I have all right. I have a couple of them. Again, I'm not good at jokes. I didn't come up with these. These are stolen jokes.
Sure.
But
Joke thief.
Are we all telling, or are you telling jokes?
I'm going to tell a joke.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we're gonna
that's
take
good
him to-
because I don't have a joke ready.
Yeah, no, it's
We're going to take him to joke jail afterwards.
Yes.
right. Carlos Menstelia. Yeah. No. But no, I have a joke.
Is his real name Ned something?
It is. It's Ned. It's
Ned.
It might be Ned Mencia even, but it's Ned. It's fucking Ned.
Ned.
Ned from Fresno.
Significantly less funny than Carlos.
Yeah. A lot of those Beaner jokes would
Yeah.
have been a lot less funny coming out of a guy named Ned.
Ned, right. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be-
half white.
Yeah.
You got to be Carlos to make fence jumping jokes.
Like
Yeah,
a like
that's
a
it.
like
Say
a Wonder
wetback
Bread.
on national TV.
Yeah, like a Wonder Bread beaner, like a white bean. Know what I'm talking about? Like a light red kind of. All right, so this is my joke of the week.
More like a Mexicant.
Turn that Mexican into a Mexicant. Wait, hold on.
We're starting off good.
Reverse that. All right, so I have a joke. I was trying to decide which one I wanted to tell here, but I think I'm going to go with this one.
Okay.
So this is a town in rural Kansas.
Oh, that wasn't the. Okay,
No.
Okay. No, continue.
No, so a town.
Totally surprised me.
There's
There.
a town in rural Kansas. There's a little classroom, and the teacher's at the top of the class, and she writes a board on the chalkboard she writes learning about morals.
Okay.
So she says,
Very important.
tells the kids, today we're going to learn about morals. And if any of you have a good example of a story that you could tell us with a good moral, that's how we'll start off the class, and we'll be able to talk about this better. So little Susie raises her hand, and she said, "Well, I have a story." And she says, "Go ahead, little Susie, tell your story." And she said, "Well, this is about my dad who works down at the hatchery, where they sell the eggs, where they ship the eggs out all over the country. Mm-hmm. And one day he was loading up his big basket of eggs, and he loaded them, and he tried to stack as many of them as he possibly could in one go, so he could just carry them right over to the truck, load them up, and get them out. And when he was on his way to the truck, he tripped and he fell and shattered them all everywhere, and he got in big trouble with his boss. And the teacher says, "Well, what was the moral of that story?" And little Susie says, "Well, the moral of that story is you don't put all your eggs in one basket."
I saw that coming.
So she said, "Oh, great, that's an excellent moral. So does anybody else have a little story that we could tell?" And another kid raises her hand, and this time it's little Mary, and little Mary says, "Well, I have a story. It also takes place at the hatchery. My dad works there too." He says he was working one day, and he was at the division where they prepped the chickens and tried to get them all lined up. He was separating the cocks from the hens, as it were, and
Like you do.
he was carrying the incubated eggs over to the hatchery, and same thing. Somebody left something in the middle of the floor, and he tripped and he shattered, and they lost all their chickens for a month, all their new chickens. And teacher says, "Well, little Mary, that was a good story. What's the moral of that?" And little Mary says, "Well, the moral of that story is you don't count your chickens before they hatch." She says, "Oh,
Naturally.
that's really good. That's good." Anybody else have a story with a moral? And this time, a little boy in the back of the room raises his hand, and his name's Dirty Johnny.
Oh, Dirty Johnny.
And nobody liked Dirty Johnny very much. He was, his father.
Fuckhead.
Yeah, he was really foul and bad mouth. And
Unchristian like.
very unchristian.
Yeah.
So Dirty Johnny raises his hand and he stands up by his desk, and teacher says, "All right, Dirty Johnny, what's your story?" And Dirty Johnny says, "Well, this story doesn't take place at the hatchery. This story takes place several thousand miles away, several years ago, in a town called Quezon."
That's not the end.
And the teacher goes, "Okay." He's like, this story is about my Uncle Ricky, and Uncle Ricky was a mean drunk, and he was with his platoon, and every night they'd get drunk, and they'd hoot and holler, and my Uncle Ricky would always be fighting somebody. He'd be throwing guys down and playing pranks on them, and just being generally horrible to everybody. And one night Uncle Ricky fell asleep deep in the jungle before everybody else, and he woke up the next morning, and by God, they had left him there. They just left him in the middle of the jungle with nothing but his rifle, 2 sidearms, some grenades, and 2 bottles of liquor. So my Uncle Ricky, realizing that he was probably dead anyway, he pounded 1 bottle of liquor, tucked the other one in his back pocket, and he loaded up on his weapons, and he figured if he was going to go out, he was going to go out as hard as he possibly could, killing Charlie. So he marches into the nearest village all drunked up, and he starts drinking the other bottle on the way. And he marches into this village. There's no Viet Cong there. It's just civilian. And he pulls out his assault rifle, and he just starts mowing them down. Oh my God. One by one, the men, the women, and by God, the children too. Tossing grenades. There's body parts flying everywhere, blood spurting. He's drinking his liquor bottle as he's doing it. And as the last body falls, he reaches down and he feels his pants, and he has this hot wash of shame wash over him as he realizes that he pissed himself. And then as he brings that hand up from his pants, he touches it to his face, and all that shame washes away and turns into pride as he realized that it wasn't urine, but by God, it was ejaculate. And the teacher says, Jesus Christ, that's the worst story I've ever heard. What's the moral of that story? And Dirty Johnny says, well, the moral of that story is don't fuck with Uncle Ricky when he's been drinking. Again, I can't take credit for that joke. That's a Norm Macdonald joke.
That's an amazing. That's Norm Macdonald.
That's a Norm Macdonald joke. That's I can't take credit for that. That's a Norm Macdonald joke, and he tells it way better than I tell it. But it struck me as particularly funny when I heard it the other day.
That's so dark.
So yeah, there's my if you're gonna do would you rather, I'm gonna do joke of the week as at least as many times as I can come up with a joke. So,
Sure, sounds good. That's a nice warm up for the show. To put us in a good mood.
That's a little
Like K-Song, that really puts you in the podcasting
right
mood.
there. Yeah, right. Well, I figured Schmorpin and Dorpin. Well, unless it's something noteworthy, we'll leave it go. It was taking a long time anyway, so get something with some substance in there.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I guess it's time to talk about our topic this week.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right.
So we're gonna
Lay it on me, Big Papa.
Ooh.
Lay it on me, Jazz Daddy.
That apple vine.
Jazz Daddy.
I don't know.
Jazz Daddy.
Lay it on me, Jazz Daddy.
That was like a super Beard Bros joke for a long time. They were just like, lay it on me, Jazz Daddy.
Wait, was it?
Yeah, it was something Alex used to say to Gerard to creep him out. Lay it on me, Jazz Daddy.
I've never watched.
Yeah.
That's weird. You may have
That's weird.
absorbed it.
You
somehow.
might have. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's really funny.
I've never heard that in my life.
Jazz
That
Daddy.
came out of my mouth.
It comes out of my mouth. I don't know. I know. So, topic this week, we're going to go, I guess we're going to go a little more serious.
All right.
Usually I don't, I either do like really stupid sentimental topics or I do just really stupid topics. This is a little more serious, and I guess we're going to just let it go wherever we want it to go.
All right.
All right. The topic I wanted to do this week is relationships. I want to talk about whether that's just like significant other relationships or relationships with family members.
All right.
All right. People that are important to you, your significant others, how you got to be in that relationship, why it's working, why it's not working. I don't know. But
just air all our dirty laundry.
hell
out
yeah,
there.
let's do it. But I thought it'd be interesting because we're all men of relationships.
Yeah.
I agree. So
Yeah.
I think
Men of relationships.
men. We are men about relationships.
We are men.
Yes.
And we have women. Yes.
This is an interesting topic, actually. Especially, like now, not only are all of us in relationships, but we have been for some time.
yeah,
Right.
And there's there's a transformative process that happens to you.
yeah, it's like more than meets the eye.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Asshole.
There's a lot of stuff that happens to you, I think, as you spend, more time with someone.
Yeah.
It changes you in a lot of good
You
ways.
get fatter.
You definitely get fatter.
I get fatter. At least.
Christy and I have told people on multiple occasions we have now rendered each other undateable to the rest of the world.
It's true.
I mean, that'll happen.
I mean, it's true. You are undateable.
When you, when you get comfortable enough with someone else,
It happens.
Yeah. I mean, Aubrey and I are at the peeing with the door open stage of the relationship.
Nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know. Church is the same way. Never gonna happen with her. I don't care.
I don't want it.
It doesn't happen deliberately because Luke, her cat Luke, will just push open the door whenever she's on the John.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, hold on. The bathroom door is closed.
The bathroom.
Then she'll come and or Luke will push the. You have to.
You got to give the door like a little extra push to close it, and Aubrey doesn't do it all the time.
because it's that cheap wooden door that
Yeah.
that swells, and you got to.
And
I got that too.
And me, I've kind of stopped caring. I piss with the door open.
Yeah. Now, what's the poop rule? You got a poop rule?
Oh, we close the door and light a match.
Yeah,
Oh,
light,
and
candle,
light a
light a
match?
match. Step down, tournament of lies. Offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I
decline. It's the end of the world as we know it.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Nice.
This is what my girlfriend incidentally has to deal with every day.
She's gonna have to start twisting your head
Yep.
off.
But no, it's because when we use the vent doesn't work too well, and when we use it, the smell of cigarette smoke comes into the bathroom,
Oh, really?
and Aubrey, it bothers her. It activates her allergies.
Wait, so are those apartments like smoking optional in that building or what?
I thought it was non-smoking.
They are certainly non-smoking. Yeah.
Yeah, so some-
We were told differently.
Oh, really?
Maybe just the building that you're in.
I have no idea, but anyway,
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was non-smoking because, like, otherwise, why would a smoking guy go outside?
Yeah, mine is non-smoking.
At the,
I know my building is definitely non-smoking.
You guys remember Smoking Guy, right?
Yeah.
From my old apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, smoking guy, the mysterious guy who got a black eye one time,
Yeah.
and we were all real.
Oh
concerned.
yeah, he had his nose was bruised. He had a
Yeah.
black eye.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the fuck happened, but yeah, he looks like. He looks like every Stephen King protagonist ever.
Yeah.
Like a tortured writer who hasn't slept in a month
Yeah.
because like some mysterious force is haunting him.
He looks like a vitamin deficient Alan Wake,
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with a growth problem.
With a little bit of Edward Scissorhands kind of sprinkled in
Throw it in there, yeah.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of pot. Just, like,
Just a splash of weed.
Only a little bit.
just a what?
Yeah.
Like just recently smoked 4 hours ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sure,
so like
sure.
a coming down,
Coming
vibe.
down kind of thing. Like
Yeah,
that's the guy.
I think he's more of a red wine kind of.
Red wine. That's on my ticket. Sorry. I'm sorry. Gosh, am I sorry.
I'm gonna twist your head off, man.
But anyway,
Come over there. I'm gonna twist your head off.
But anyway, the point is the vent doesn't work and it smells like cigarettes when we do it. So we light a match instead and
That's a nice. You know what? What happened to people lighting a match when they poop? That seemed to be like a big thing.
it doesn't actually do anything.
No, but it's nice.
The smell of the match head kind of masks the smell of your shit.
Yeah. It's nice.
It's all right. I do like
right.
I do like the smell of a fresh burned match though. It's
Me too.
It's
Yeah, who doesn't?
it's a very good smell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's where we're at with pooping.
In a roundabout way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got a strict. When I'm in the bathroom, I would prefer everyone to pretend I'm not even there. I don't want to hear people talking at me.
Everybody's
You know,
talking at me.
I used to get
sorry.
I used to get hung up on that. Like I used to be in like high school, early college.
Mm-hmm.
I started I like couldn't piss in a public restroom if other people were in
Yeah.
it.
Retail beat that out of me.
Yeah, getting drunk every weekend beat that out of me. But yeah, no, I get that. Like, and believe me, when I poop, that is my time.
Yeah.
that is my time to be alone with my thoughts.
That's a man's time
Special time.
for a man.
Yeah. I have my own separate toilet that I do it in.
Yeah, you get the Pittsburgh toilet.
Get that Pittsburgh toilet over there. I can't tell you how much I appreciate pooping in that thing.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's awesome.
You know, they say when women experience the pain of childbirth, they can almost feel what it feels like for a man to pass the brisket he had earlier that day.
saw it coming just before. Oh my god, that's so funny.
They almost know what it's like.
They almost know a man's suffering.
You almost know a man's suffering after the
72-ounce steak challenge.
After 12 beers at the wedding reception and a porterhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, truly, they will never know.
They'll never know our pain.
But that's the closest they can get.
Yeah. Because they're not going to eat 72 ounces of meat. I mean, look at them.
One of the single funniest things I've ever read. Did you guys ever go on bash.org when it was still a thing?
No.
Not much. Just a little bit.
Random assembled quotes from IRC chats. And one of the best things I've read was the single run-on sentence that talked about. This guy was talking about one time my mom made me a bunch of these chocolate muffins and I didn't want to be rude, so I ate all of them in one day, and goes on this entire like humongous paragraph long run-on rant about the stool he had to pass afterwards. Jesus. And he ended it with, "So don't tell me that I don't know how childbirth feels."
This sounds like the Ulysses of taking a shit.
It was like I could feel his pain. It was so bad.
12?
River Run past Longhorn and Outback.
Was it 12? It's 12 muffins?
I'm paraphrasing, but I know it was a shitload of chocolate muffins
That's
or brownies or something like that.
That's a lot.
And it resulted in like
Yeah, just solid.
Just a concrete fist of shit moving through his body.
Yeah.
With knuckles and everything.
Like someone broke a Grecian statue right here. right below the elbow, just
dropped it in like that.
And that is why the Venus de Milo has no arms.
No, I remember when I worked at the Mark's produce section. I don't know if we were like encouraged to, but everybody who worked back there just ate fruit all day long.
Yeah, you were encouraged to.
Where are you? Good?
I was encouraged.
Well, good, because I ate a shitload of it.
Yeah, no, you were supposed to.
Yeah, one day I ate 1.5 pounds of apricots, and it was just awful. It was like the first time I'd eaten apricots since I was like 2, and they were mashed in a little jar with a baby on it.
Yeah.
So
you mean when you were 2, that's what they looked like?
Yeah,
you didn't eat a jar with a baby on it as a grown man.
No.
Okay.
a tiny mason jar duct taped to a full-grown baby, like a 9-month-old, just
with mashed up baby inside.
Yeah, you just eat the whole thing.
Fresh baby.
Yummy. Well, this baby's old. It's 9 months.
To add a story to our episode about relationships, one time
you wouldn't guess it about relationships at this point.
So far, it's just about shit.
Yes, no, it's going to continue being about shit.
I'm pooping.
One time I thought I missed a shit. I think I told you guys this story. I thought I lost it and it wasn't coming back.
Oh no.
Yeah, oh yes. So what I did, and
wait, explain what you mean.
I mean that I held a shit for so long it went away and I got scared. I held a shit for so long I thought I missed my chance.
Wait.
That your body's just like, all right, this ain't going anywhere. Reabsorb it.
I thought it was just packing it up in another tube somewhere else.
Oh no.
I don't know what that was going to happen.
So wait a minute. Details here. Details. Why did you hold it?
Okay, so I believe this coincided with a trip I took to Hershey, hilariously enough. I literally drove in the Hershey Highway holding a shit. It was a situation where I was with a lot of people. We were going to see a concert. We were like 6 of us sharing a hotel room. It was freaking me out.
Take a drive, you'll arrive in a land of urgent defecation.
And lo, I did. And I was sharing a hotel room with like 6 people, so I didn't want to shit in that bathroom. I tried to shit on the way there, but I was at a BP with like a gap under the door.
Yeah.
And I could see people's feet going by in the store. I'm like, I can't shit. I can see people. I can't shit here.
Oh.
So, and then I couldn't go in the porta johns because those were a nightmare. I held a shit for like 36 hours.
Oh my God, that's horrid.
No!
That's horrid.
I know.
Why did you do that?
You can actually do serious fucking damage to
I
your
know.
colon.
Well, that's why I thought I missed one.
Missed him.
I thought I missed it. I know
somewhere in the duodenum, somewhere in the abdominal cavity.
it was lost.
There's alarms going.
So what I did was I took a day off work. I was on the way to work from Boardman, where my apartment was at the time.
Yeah.
I made it all the way to Austin town, and I pulled off. I called in sick. I went to Giant Eagle. I bought a tall thing of the citrus cell stuff and a bag of prunes
Oh, I remember
and
when
a
you
box
did
of
this.
laxatives.
And you took that up to the counter.
I actually went through the line with all that stuff to make you shit.
That was less embarrassing than taking a dump at the BP.
You bet your ass it was. You bet your ass it was. I took this home. I consumed like all of the prunes and the
God.
dose of the laxative
Jesus.
and the citrus, and I just shit all day. I shit all day and played Batman Arkham Asylum.
Nice.
I was up every 10 minutes, and it was great.
You just like gave yourself a colonic. Wait, I remember you years ago saying, you know what I want to do, man? I just want to like take a day and then take a bunch of laxatives and just poop.
Yeah.
You were been saying that for years.
Yeah, no, I actually did it.
I remember when you did it.
This
Yeah.
is the origin story.
The Arkham origins, as it were.
So yeah, that's relationships.
So
right?
anyway, let's get this has gone off the rails
Yeah.
immediately.
Really quickly, I know we're coming back. I don't know when
There's no
loop
way.
back.
There's
Yeah.
no way. It's
Yeah.
so easy to get caught up in shit. Shit happens.
Shit happens.
Shit happens. So anyway,
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys? I mean, okay, maybe I'll throw this one to you guys. In what ways are you better for being in a relationship with another human being? Because I think there's a lot of concrete ways.
Drinking less.
Yeah. Having someone else just outside you helps.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like someone that's not in here that also doesn't want you to die.
significantly less depressed. Significantly less depressed.
Yeah.
Like the existential dread of being a millennial in this time frame is still there, but it's just a little easier.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what
just
I mean?
all that dread of how you're gonna kill Applebee's and how to do it.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
Speaking of shit, I mean Applebee's. I regularly tell my girlfriend, like, I swear to God, if you die on me,
Yeah, right.
I will resurrect you. Like, yeah, I can't because I can't. I have very little else to live for if she's gone. I have like very little.
Of course, that's not really the case, but it could feel like it.
There's I kind of get what you're saying because I told Aubrey recently I would never be able to just stop drinking for my own sake.
Yeah.
Like that's like I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
like I'll deal with cirrhosis and whatever when it
Right.
comes.
We
But-
talked about this on a recent episode of this podcast about just we don't
Yeah.
do anything really just for ourselves.
Yeah,
Right.
we did. You're right.
Yeah.
But because she cares,
Yeah.
and because I care that she cares, and because she cares that I care that she cares.
Inconceivable.
Yeah. But
It gives you an external motivation.
Yeah.
it does. The other thing I was going to say is that Aubrey does make me very optimistic.
Yeah.
Because I think that having someone you can come home to and realize, fuck, there is at least one really good, pure person in the world without a touch of evil in their hearts.
Yeah.
And that person,
And that person I'm
Is the Reverend Al Sharpton.
sleeping with.
TV's Matt Modine.
TV's Matt Modine.
Or as I like to call him, Papa.
Oh, Papa. Oh, Mo, you don't.
Oh, Mo, you didn't. Oh my God, that's like one of the funniest things
I
you
know.
ever said.
TV's Matt Modine.
No, but I mean this, and I tell her all the time, like Aubrey doesn't have an evil bone in her body. She is like perfectly pure and
you know the joke I'm gonna make, right?
Yeah, right. I'm sitting here thinking it too. But does she want one?
right,
Yeah.
right.
Sorry, Aubrey.
Oh God, she was probably gonna get a kick out of that.
What's even better, and this is something I tell her all the time too. I'm thoroughly convinced I'm gonna marry Aubrey one day.
Yeah.
And And one of the things I'm really looking forward to is having her mom as my mother-in-law.
Yeah, that's
Miss
actually
Tina.
that's pretty sweet. Honestly,
Shout outs to Miss Tina.
Yeah.
you not only get a great bride, but you get one heck of a mother-in-law.
Miss Tina is pretty fucking awesome.
Miss Tina's cool.
That's the 1-2 punch of adding to your family.
Yeah.
And I say this specifically because she listens. Did you just spit on the floor?
No, I just coughed.
I thought I heard something splat on the tile.
I heard something too. It wasn't a loogie. I promise I didn't just hack a loogie on my own floor.
You're hurting your resale value.
That's cool. People are really into a big pile of lugs in the corner these days.
A big pile of lugs.
Your own personal basement petri dish.
I'm inventing new diseases down here.
But no, and I bring her up because she listens to these episodes too, and I know
yeah.
for a fact she's gonna lose her shit at the evil bone joke.
Miss Tina's the best. That's a heck of a 1-2 punch.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I remember Mom always told me you're not just marrying the person, you're marrying their family as well.
Yeah.
Right.
And Trisha is like super family oriented, and
Yeah.
I love the shit out of her family. So
Yeah.
it's gonna. It took a while to be not the awkward, moron. Around,
Oh, yeah.
as it is.
I'm
always, but-
still the awkward moron. Like I'm comfortable around Miss Tina, but
Yeah.
but I don't know. Like I've hung out with Aubrey's extended family, and I'm just. It's not them. It's I never know what to talk
Yeah,
about
sure.
or
It's hard.
say. They're awesome people,
Yeah.
of course. But
In this case, I think I'm the odd one out here in that me and Christy really don't intend to get married. Like
Ever?
Probably ever.
really,
Which is fine.
Not even like a druidic bonding ceremony or something where you like tie your hands together with cloth and say some kind of like
Yeah, but that's just in the bedroom. No,
Yeah,
talking
right.
about-
Woo, you know what I'm saying? Ah, you gotta put an evil bone into that evil body. You know what I'm talking about? Woo!
the land of the druids.
No, I mean we just don't see it. We talk about this semi-regularly, so I know this isn't just something that we said once and then
Yeah.
just dropped. We really
Yeah.
don't see it.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay,
Aubrey and I both being atheists, it's going to be fun getting married because we get to do kind of whatever the fuck we want.
Absolutely. It's
You
gonna
know?
be great.
We'll be married in the eyes of the law, of course, but you know,
not in the eyes of the Lord.
No, you'll be living in sin according to him.
right. So with a safety pin,
Singing
Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland went 0-16.
Cleveland won a perfect season.
Yeah.
Ohio draft pick champions.
Do you remember? You guys ever see the clip of Drew Carey at the first Browns game when they came back?
No, I don't remember this.
He was. They called
sad.
Cleveland hero Drew Carey out to do the announcement right before kickoff for the game, and he's like, "Anybody who ever made a Cleveland joke?" Because this is the first time they've been back since they moved the franchise. They were
Yeah.
gone. It's like anybody who ever made a joke at Cleveland's expense can now officially shut up. And then, of course, they got shut out by the Pittsburgh Steelers 49-0.
no.
Tim Couch, the Heisman Trophy winner from Kentucky, came out sometime in the third quarter to make his first start as a Cleveland Brown.
Oh yeah.
Threw an interception on his first throw.
It portended such evil things to come.
Incidentally, so did Deshaun Kaiser at his first start.
That's true.
He did. He threw
That
a
is
first,
true.
interception
But
first play.
But it's a little softened because Deshaun Kaiser didn't win a Heisman.
That's true. Deshaun Kaiser played at Notre Dame. So, he's about as far away from a Heisman as you're ever going to see.
On this note, we should just say to our listeners, if you're in front of your computer, take a minute and watch Chart Party.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns episode entitled "The Cleveland Browns Live in Hell."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Really good.
Mike Polk Jr. said it best. It's actually statistically harder for a team to be this consistently bad than it is for them to occasionally accidentally be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there are forces at work that go far beyond just the Browns are bad. It's far beyond that. It's so far beyond that.
It's just criminal. It's bad luck. There's just horrible
It's
luck.
beyond bad luck. It's like negative luck.
Luckily,
It's-
Aubrey doesn't really give a shit about sports.
yeah. Well, yeah, okay, gosh, I guess we kind of went around.
Sorry, we're going in circles here.
Yeah.
But no, you guys don't, it's not in the cards?
No, I don't think so. And you know, I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
I think she and I are like just really practical.
I don't think I'm not saying that you're weird or anything, or
or like you're valueless.
you should be ashamed,
or like you're stupid.
Well, like
I'm not saying that.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, like I don't know, like marriage as an institution is weird.
It is weird.
Isn't
Yeah,
it? Like,
it is weird.
Like you can only have kids with someone that a guy in a robe says you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio. They ultimately are the ones that say, "Hey, if you two consent, we'll let you have kids together and it'll be socially appropriate."
She's not my special lady friend. I'm just helping her conceive.
Yeah. I don't know. Like marriage to me is like it's fine, and a lot of people obviously enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Do you have to? Do you have to?
Sorry.
Well,
I'm gonna kill you.
I can't help it.
Well, because it started back before cities
Yes.
and and civilizations.
Stop doing that.
Okay, I'm good. I'm okay.
He's like holding a match threateningly in front of the pop screen, just trying to get every little.
I think we also got the sound of his teeth clamping down on the
I think
pipe.
we did too. No, just let him do this, I guess. We'll wait.
Ooh, don't light that pop
Yeah,
screen
don't light that on fire.
or I will literally murder you.
No, please go on. We weren't in the middle of anything or anything.
I hope you
Continue.
brought enough to share with the class.
Sorry, go on.
Oh my God.
But yeah, back in when humans were in tribes,
Yeah.
the idea of marriage kind of originated when two tribal leaders would exchange daughters. Is essentially what it was.
Oh.
They would exchange daughters, and it symbolized a bonding of the two tribes.
That's gross.
It is extremely gross. I'm glad you mentioned that, because for the first I don't know, few thousand years of civilization, a lot of marriages were arranged.
Yeah.
You know, and even up until like I don't know, antebellum South, like
Yeah.
like there were certain men who were like, oh that girl's gonna marry him one day, and.
Yeah.
It's always been kind of like a prescribed thing.
I'm gonna pre.
Don't even start. Don't even start.
I'm gonna pre, dude.
Up until it seems like fairly recently. I mean, I don't know how poor people did it back in old times, but
Probably pretty hard.
my point.
Sorry.
My point is, no, it is upon reflection a strange kind of a strange institution. What Americans consider marriage,
Yeah.
at any rate, what we here in the States consider marriage.
Here's another thing too: is that like an arranged marriage, on some level, the psychology of it makes some kind of sense.
Yeah.
When you think about how much anguish and frustration people put into and around trying to find the one person.
There isn't one. There is no such thing as the one.
Right.
There are several the ones.
Yeah, but people sink a lot of dread into like, oh my God, or how do I know this is the right person? When your marriage is arranged, you know because that's the one you got.
Sure.
But it's kind of like holding the person emotionally hostage. Like
How?
like I mean, the person could genuinely turn out to be a fucking horrible person.
Oh yeah.
But also like where I thought you were going with it was like the family puts all this time and effort into like arranging the marriage and finding the one, and it's like
Yeah.
you can't back out of it.
He's beginning to believe.
You would be guilty. You would feel guilty for it. You would not be a proper lady or a proper.
Yeah.
Well, the question there that begs is love a real emotion, or is it something that we invented somewhere
Yeah.
along the way?
and what's it got to do with it?
What is love, baby? Don't hurt me.
Oh my god!
I don't know. I think
I want to know what love is, and I want you to show me.
Yeah,
All right,
see,
we're gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna show them what love is. Yeah, no, I think people sink a lot of like stress into finding the right person to be with.
Right.
And I think maybe arranged marriage isn't a good idea, but there are some things that it is better at than other ways of finding someone to be with.
Yeah.
And one is taking the I have to know,
what love is?
I have to know I've
Yeah, you
picked
got to
the
be
right
like
person.
100% certain. You're
Yeah,
no, and that because that feeds into this harmful idea that if you encounter problems in your relationship, that's reason for doubt. It's
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah, right.
It's absolutely not. It's a cooperative effort. It should be a cooperative effort.
like if it's not, anybody listening at home, if it's not a cooperative effort, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to put that time and effort in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's it could be small things, it could be big things, but you definitely gotta do the things that matter to your partner.
Sorry.
But yeah, like every couple
Listen
has
to these bunch of suave fuckers here. Yeah, I'm just saying, you gotta, it's like you gotta treat a lady right.
Well, in my extensive research of Western literature and the concept and archetype of love,
James Joyce over here.
Oh my God! Yeah, you reminded us recently.
Yeah.
It seems to come up every now and then. James Joyce, and
That's a man who had love figured out.
he sure did.
yeah, man.
His fart fetish propelled that relationship.
Literally. Well, I think she propelled it.
But that's so great though, isn't it? Like she reciprocated.
Sure,
that.
yeah.
It's not just like weird letters from Joyce to his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
They're
like she
total-
ever
they're
sent him a
total-
letter back going, "Hey, can you knock it off with the fart shit?"
Yeah,
Listen,
that's love.
Well,
I guess.
Yeah, listen, like I said before, you haven't lived until somebody's farted on your dick.
When Aubrey and I,
That's what
just-
James Joyce is into.
Hey,
You know,
he figured it out.
One of the greatest writers of our time.
when Aubrey
Apparently.
when Aubrey and I started dating, I was delighted to find out that she also liked watching videos of cysts being extracted.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
No, it's
all
not.
it's all locally numbed. So this person, they don't feel any pain, but they feel the relief of the pressure, and it's like peeling the protective cover off a new TV.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
that same
that
kind of
sound
satisfaction.
feeling,
Yeah.
It's that same kind of satisfaction when there's just like the mass just
Yeah.
like comes right out.
Man, I can't get no satisfaction.
And so we still watch those together.
What is with you today? You gotta dial it back to
I know.
50.
I gotta turn it down from 95 to like 60.
It's episode 1. We got
Yeah,
season
we're
2.
getting-
We're hyped. We're hyped, man.
Yep.
That's true.
No, it's
No, but I think love I think is when you find someone who not only shares the things that you're willing to broadcast publicly, but the things that you wouldn't trust anyone else to keep private.
exactly. That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Right, like fetishizing her farts.
Right. Again, exactly. Yes.
Top secret.
Listen. Well, and here's the
Top
other
secret until now.
and going back to the,
we've broken open the
The James Joyce fart secrecy.
I was trying to think of some Da Vinci Code pun, but I couldn't get there.
like going back to the point
I
earlier,
challenged myself too much.
it's okay if you the public things that you share, and then the private. There's lots of people out there who would also relish in those private things. There's no such thing.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Talk about relish.
Private things,
Talking about
relish. You know what I'm talking about. I'm saying my dick is a hot dog.
Oh, Dan Brown note.
Yeah.
Oh, nicely done.
Bad. No, there's more than one. There's more than one person. Although, like, the thing is, when you're with somebody, you know, you guys can probably attest to this. When you're with somebody, it doesn't. It's like unfathomable that there would be, you know what I mean, somebody else in the moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it just. I can't. Trish and I have been together almost 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Right.
And B, you know, I really can't picture what my life would look like without her in it. It just doesn't. Or, you know, even wilder with somebody else. I don't think I would want someone else.
That's the thing. That's
You know.
that's the big difference between love and lust.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, you know, okay, it's, you know, it's natural for everyone, men and women,
Yeah.
to, like, you know, just look at a person. Usually it's a celebrity, not always, but look at a person and go, like, you know, what, like, damn.
Yeah, usually it's, you know, Meg White from the White Stripes in the Icky Thump video.
Sure.
You know,
Sure. But
You know, like 9 times out of 10.
or it's Natalie Imbruglia in the music video for Torn from back in, like, what, 1994.
Or Nancy Sinatra in the music video for These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Wasn't she like 16 when she recorded that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, fucking pervert.
But
You keep saying you got something for me. It's your penis, and that's really gross.
but no, like see, this is something Aubrey and I are pretty open about. Like, there are women who, like, yeah, like, you know, she's hot. Ronda Rousey. And then
Rowdy.
you know, there are men who you know, Aubrey, you know, Tom Hiddleston.
Really?
Who yeah, oh, she fucking loves Tom Hiddleston.
Hiddleston?
Tom Hiddleston.
Hiddleston, you fuck!
Hiddleston!
Loki himself. Lately it's been Adam Driver.
Yeah. We
But
saw the picture, by the way, that you drew.
I know what yeah.
for her.
oh yeah.
So fucking funny. It's the what was it, the dress code for the
Yeah, first order dress code, hike him up or take a hike. It's Kylo with his pants up to his pecs.
yeah.
Oh, God.
So weird.
She asked me to draw that. I was like, oh, how can I resist? I came up with the text, though.
yeah. That sounded like you.
Adam Driver Wild.
Yeah. Hey.
No, our Trisha and I's rule, standing rule. Look, it's okay to look, don't touch.
Yeah.
Look, don't touch.
See, here's the point, is that ultimately, like, I know, you know, in some parallel universe where I was dating Ronda Rousey, that would never work out.
No.
You know, Aubrey and I are
But what about the other parallel universe where it totally does?
Where she's crushing your head like a walnut between her thighs.
where she's like viciously punching you while having sex with you at the same time.
Thank you, man. May I have another?
That sounds fucking awesome.
I could do that for about 8 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no,
8 minutes.
but no. My point is that through our tastes and through our familiarity with each other, we are attracted to one another physically and emotionally, and it's the emotional part that's the biggest.
Yeah.
Because I think when acts of infidelity happen, people are thinking with their junk.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, and it is like a base human drive, and it is hard to put that aside. What you know what I mean? Like, I remember the moment I realized I didn't want to cheat on my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
it was like pretty early on. A couple months in, we're like just laying in bed and laughing and being stupid, and I remember just thinking like, I can't. You know, like it just there was just a moment there where like not that I'd like to think that I wouldn't before, but like they just had this moment where it's like I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't, I can't do that to her.
Yeah, sometimes you need to make a deal with yourself of just like,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? Not that it came up, but if it did,
Right.
this is what I'm going to remember.
Right.
It's all sorts of. It's a culmination, I think, of little things, of experiences and memories and commonalities that there's an occurrence, and maybe it's just one, maybe it's several times over, but you realize that without those, like it's impossible to imagine. You will never get those moments with anyone.
Yeah.
You might get different moments. You might get, but you might get better, worse moments. But you'll never have those moments again if you
Right.
don't.
There's the cynical part of me, though, who is also being like, well, aren't we all basically like the same person, just slightly different? Like, people are varied and different, but I mean, how different are we? Aren't I just the same as basically every other similarly sized guy in a long line?
No.
Aren't we all kind of interchangeable?
No.
No, sometimes it feels like we all are. I don't know.
There's definitely more than one. There's several people for one person. But that doesn't mean that we're that we're not individuals, that we're not, at least I think. I think,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the most. I've done three serious relationships by this point in my life, and I think it's important to realize too that, like, even if you're madly in love with the person, they're not going to be perfect ever.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, nobody is. Yeah.
And they shouldn't be, because that's just, how fucking boring would that be?
For them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want somebody who's perfect.
No.
That sounds really annoying. Yeah. I don't want. I don't want to be with someone who's perfect, and I don't want to be perfect. And thank God I'm not.
Yeah, you know what? There is something about just the messy nature of human experience, and just people. I crave some, like, interaction with people. I know this now, not just romantic relationships, but all relationships. I crave, like, this level of understanding where people have access to the parts of me that I'm embarrassed of.
Yeah.
I crave sharing that with them.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I crave knowing that kind of stuff about other people too. And that's like part of, I think, overall intimacy.
Sure.
Is
Sure.
like giving and receiving access to that like embarrassing part of your nature, rather than hiding
Like
it from everybody.
that you don't let anybody else into, except those, real
Yeah.
tight.
There's a pretty chilling line in Deus Ex, the video game, spoken by a prototype AI that's meant to be negative, but in some context like this can be positive, where he posits that an individual person desires judgment because without that desire, the cohesion of groups is impossible, and so is civilization. And I think what you're talking about, intimacy, is the desire for positive judgment, is the desire to share and be shared with, and for both parties to come out of it as fuller people.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. I don't know.
Well, it's
God, we're really sputtering on
yeah.
this
No.
topic right now.
I know. I figured this was going to be a tricky one, but I'm thinking of. Okay, I'm going to get real personal here. I had a conversation with Trisha. I had when I was younger, and I'm not gonna bring it up here. But when I was like a teenager, I had like a really weird specific fetish, and I think I pinpointed why I have that fetish.
That's interesting.
And it was like the last thing that I just never shared with her.
Oh, really? That's the last. Like here's the last thing you don't know about me.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. And like, it had come up in conversation a couple of times before, and I was just like, nope, not going to do it. It was just the one thing that was mine that was just delving really deep into a part of my psyche that I didn't want to think about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't have it anymore.
Old people.
Yes. Yes. No, it's
But like really,
and it's not like
really old.
And like the thing is, if I said it to you, you would go, "Oh, okay." Like it's
Right.
it's different, but it's not like weird,
Yeah.
or anything that anybody at this table would go, "Oh God," you know what I mean?
Everyone's got their thing.
You got your
It's-
kink, yeah.
It's different when it like because I feel like foot fetishists get a bad rap because there's so many creeps who try to get like women's shoes and like hey, send me a picture of your feet.
Yeah.
But like it's just they like
feet. I like feet.
What's the fucking harm?
I'm strong. I have a foot fetish light. If that makes sense. I love feet.
I don't know. I'm not really a foot guy.
I like rubbing feet. I like sucking toes. I mean, I'm not like sticking my dick in somebody's high heel. You know what I mean? But like, no,
God.
I like feet.
This episode got so confessional.
No, but like we had
Nobody's confessed anything.
Yeah,
What
no,
are
I
you
haven't
talking
confessed.
about?
I just
Unless you've got a foot fetish, you're not telling us.
I
about.
just like feet.
No, you know what? And that's the thing. I think I might actually be the most boring man in the world.
I thought so too. Yeah, I thought so too. Everybody's like, we had that conversation, and it finally just came out, and I said, okay, well, this is what it was, and this is why I think I had it. And she's like, oh, okay, that's not that weird. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, that makes perfect sense, actually.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking like it's going to be this weird. Like, to me, it sounds really weird. Like when I vocalize it, and then to have somebody else go, oh, I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, and then not be grossed out and want to run away.
Yeah.
And again, it's not something that's like it's weird, but it's not disgusting. You know,
Right.
it's like something that people would go, "Oh God," you know.
Right.
You realize now
It's
that
not-
just by even talking about this, everyone's sitting around playing Guess That Fetish.
Yeah, I know exactly. Oh, and that's why I'm not telling anyone.
We can,
All right.
we can safely eliminate toddlers covered in shit.
yeah, no
Yes.
toddlers, no toddlers, preteens. No,
Damn it! I'm going for my drink here, you son of a bitch.
Sorry. No shit. It has
anyway-
nothing to do with shit.
Okay, so what's something that we do with our significant others that like probably no one else does? Like something that if someone saw you do it in public, they'd be like, "What are those two doing?"
That's a good question.
Because for me and Aubrey, it's definitely this.
The Mr. Bucket,
Mr. Autism.
Mr.
Oh,
Autism.
Mr. Autism.
Just every time I do something autistic, she'll be like, "Hey, Bab,"
Yeah,
start waving her hands over.
Mr. Autism. Don't touch my Yu-Gi-Oh deck, Mr. Autism.
I'm pretty good with numbers.
Mr. Autism. I want more Cheez-Its. No, I'm
It's
trying
funny
to
because when you do that, I love to think at least one person has gone, why are they doing Mr. Bucket? Yeah. Like they recognize it, but they don't get why.
They don't get the context.
Yeah.
There's subtle context where people culture.
Someone goes, hey, they're doing Mr. Bucket. It's so weird.
I'm trying to think something odd because there's so much.
Yeah.
Most of it's just shit I do to annoy her, I think. Really, more than anything. That's the mark of a good relationship. If you're not annoying the shit out of your girlfriend, then you're not doing it right.
Whenever I do shit to Aubrey, I always wait for her to say, "You're the worst."
Yeah.
At which point I go, "I'm the best."
I'm the best.
Yeah, probably ours is me twisting her head off.
Yeah.
Which is a regular
twist your head
occurrence now of when she makes a particularly bad pun, and I'll grab her head and pretend to try to twist it off. Why isn't it coming off? I don't know if we have a lot of those like especially weird things though that we do. We got a lot of weird sayings. I got everyone around.
It's when I do that to her all the time.
My favorite was always you trying to get her into wrestling holds.
Oh yeah, baby, let me put you in a figure 4 leg lock. Baby, no. Yeah, honey, can I put you in a sharpshooter? No. Come on, I want to put you in a sharpshooter. Baby, let me put you in a Texas cloverleaf. They try to do wrestling holds on her. One time she was like undressing after work, and she was, taking her shirt and taking her bra off, and then she turned around and I went, "Snipers!" And I just jumped on her. She's just like standing there wearing nothing but her underwear, and I just dove and like tackled her onto the bed. She went, "Oh Jesus!" Like,
Get down, Madam President.
just laid her out. I've rock bottomed her a couple times.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she won't let me. I got one successful figure 4 leg lock when she wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And I did it off the side of the bed. Like and she, ow, ow, get off me. Get off me. Like,
Yeah, Trisha can be scary when she sounds serious.
get off me. Yeah.
Like, she has that scary quality of like, I'm not fucking around.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like love is when you can do something to someone that you wouldn't be able to do with anyone
Yeah.
else.
Yep.
Other than fucking.
Anal.
aside from fucking, and regardless of where.
Yeah.
I guess you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, like
That's intimacy.
Yeah.
Aubrey and I grab each other's tits all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like she'll just come up to me and go, "Wee, wee,"
Yeah.
and then I'll do the same to her, but with a foghorn.
With like a
Honka honka. Yeah. You do the little
Yeah, or a wooga.
Yeah.
Awooga is
That's
also
good.
valid.
nuzzle, juggle, and my personal favorite, honka honka.
yeah.
I do this thing where we'll be like, this is getting real personal. I'll do this thing where we'll be like laying in bed and I'll just look at her boobs and I'll go, and I'll headbutt them. I don't know why.
Why not?
No, why not? Yeah,
Why not?
I just, boom.
Sometimes you got to head foot.
You got a head foot.
You got a head foot.
You gotta go
Sometimes-
Viking on them titties.
You just got to look at them and you got to head foot them.
Sometimes you got to headbutt your girlfriend's boobs.
Yep.
Because they're there.
Yep.
And so is your forehead.
Yep. That's not one I can do in public, though. Or I mean, I
Right.
could, but
Right.
Yeah.
Same with the tit grabbing.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's like, I don't know, complete trust?
yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Complete trust, or at least, yeah, complete trust, I would say, makes a good relationship. And then it turns into a bad relationship when one person doesn't think the other will trust them.
That's interesting.
That's fucking interesting.
Not
man.
just like when you don't trust, but you think the other person won't.
Right.
I think so, because I feel like if you suddenly feel like you can't trust someone, that doesn't just come out of nowhere, right? Like it can't just like everything's fine. You've just been out to a great dinner. You're watching a movie, and she's undoing her bra, and then you're like, is she cheating on me? that doesn't just come out of
That's a-
nowhere.
So
Dude,
that's
that's-
when you don't trust.
That's a. I don't know if you've ever had that thought, but when you're in a committed relationship, but that's horrible.
Yeah.
Especially when you're with somebody you really
have.
love.
I
have, yeah,
not
I
in
have
this
too.
one.
Not in this one either. Yeah, but
No,
I have.
I have thankfully, I've never had that thought because I tend to assume the best about people
Sure,
until I'm proven
sure.
otherwise.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, if it happened, I feel like I could deal with it.
You'll get over it. Everybody gets their heart broken one time, and then you get over it.
Yeah. Here's one of the things I think makes for a good relationship, and I can't remember who I heard say this.
Beef stew.
Beef, just a lot of beef stew in the quart container in your fridge. Always have
the
it.
time.
If you don't have it, you're done. It's over. No, I can't remember
Without
who
the
said it,
stew, you're through.
but you can also be sent to skew by the stew. No, I was gonna say, and I can't remember who said it. Someone's advice on relationships was that if you reach a point where you can't forgive or excuse or understand someone else's behavior, that you readily excuse in yourself. Like if you're with someone
Yeah.
and you both
Yeah.
have a very similar flaw, but you hold them to theirs and not you to yourself, that's when you're in trouble. I think
Yeah.
that's a thing that happens. I think it's very often an early warn. It's like oh, this is something bad is happening. That you're just unable to give them the same benefit of the doubt you give yourself in your own head.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
And I've seen it happen before. I mean, it's happened to me in the past. I've been like, like sitting there going, why am I so upset at, this person for this when I know I also do this or something similar?
Yeah, I do that a lot. And then, like, I have these moments where I get real pouty about stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Are you big old baby?
Oh, big old baby.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Big baby.
And I talked with Aubrey about this. I feel stupid even bringing it up because
Yeah.
it's like I don't know what she's dealing with at the moment. So like
Yeah.
why would I bring up like I'm too anxious to play this specific video game?
Yeah.
But she your problems are just as valid.
Right. Well, I had a thing where I can't remember what I was upset about. I was upset about something, and then rather than vocalize it, I thought I was just going to make her figure it out.
Okay. Right. So you're mad
Yeah. Well, I went through a time where I felt like she was doing that to me. Like I think that's a problem in a lot of relationships where one person doesn't want to, like, I'm the person who usually wants to talk about everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of times she just, she's worried it's going to end up being an argument, and we don't argue that much.
Right.
Probably a lot for that reason. But when we do argue, it ends up, getting worked out.
Yeah.
We're not like screaming at each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think she would rather I felt like she would rather a lot of times just not deal with it. And she even told me as much.
Yeah.
Which is something that we're both working on, is like me not getting frustrated. So I decided I was going to do it to her. And it just didn't work because I just got like showered with love. You know what I mean? She was like giggling at me like, what are you mad about? And like giving you the squeeze from behind, like kissing my, and I'm like, fuck, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't,
Stop it! I'm being mad at you
I'm
right
trying
now.
to be mad. I'm real mad right now.
Did she know at the time you were trying to do that?
No, I
and,
don't
like,
think so.
turn the tables on you?
She might have. I mean, I don't think so. I think she was just doing it to be a sweetie.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
be like, come on, what's the matter? Nothing.
We can be at you.
Yeah, come on, you're lying to me.
No, I don't want to.
No, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, being a big stupid asshole and not just like expressing your feelings. That's another thing. If you can't rationally express your feelings to somebody, you're just doing it wrong. You gotta gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
You
There's
gotta
nothing
talk
that
about
kills a relationship faster or more effectively than
it.
silence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
fuck's
horrible. Nobody likes it.
No, nobody likes it. People, it's the reason that people don't talk about things that they ought to be talking about.
Right.
Is because it's painful and uncomfortable to do
Right.
so. So people end up trapped in the same Groundhog Day of shitty relationship until they find a way to break the cycle.
I'm thinking of. You ever hear the Mountain Goats song "No Children"?
I think I have.
Yeah. I'm thinking about. Did you ever hear that song?
No.
It's a
I
great.
like the title though because that's my road.
It's basically a song written about a couple who has just stuck it out for too long and they don't love each other.
Aw.
And they just don't like being together. And it's so well written. You just get everybody knows that relationship.
Yeah.
They know somebody who's been in that relationship or is still in that relationship after 20 years of unhappiness.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like. All right. So the start of the second verse is, I hope I cut myself shaving tomorrow. I hope it bleeds all day long. Our friends say it's darkest before the sun rises. We're pretty sure they're all wrong. You know what I mean? Like, that relation.
Okay.
Right. No, but it's like, that's what happens. Yeah. Either one of you gives up and has enough, or you both stick it out. And it's horrible and nobody's happy forever.
See, I maintain that you shouldn't put your expectations of a relationship too high.
No, you shouldn't. Ever.
You should start with the premise that you and your significant other are two friends who like the same things and also like to have sex with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
like really good friends.
yeah. Well,
and then if the relationship should in your mind be anything more, you develop it from there. Mm-hmm. But nothing is ever going to be a fucking fairy tale.
Sure.
You know?
It's a lot of hard emotionally painful work, and it's worth doing, especially if you're with somebody you really love.
Yeah.
Trish and I were friends for many, many years before we started dating, and like I hate when people do the argument. Like, oh, well, you shouldn't date your friends, or you shouldn't,
What the fuck?
I don't know.
But I'm such a nice guy.
It's
Why
that-
won't you date me?
It's that stupid high school. Oh, you can't date your friends. Bullshit. You date your friends
You
because
should absolutely date
they're
your
the
friends.
closest people to you, and
I've
they
only
already
ever
have a
dated
connection.
friends.
Right? Yeah.
I've only
right.
ever dated. I've never done the thing where just oh hey, I just met you and let's go on a date. I've never done that. Never.
No, that's not how it works. In a 2-hour movie, you have a limited time to establish one witty repartee is enough for the characters to know everything about each other.
Yeah.
No, in real life, you could know your future significant other for months and months.
We knew each other for years.
Yeah.
I mean, it was years before
Yeah.
we started.
Well, to that end, I mean, I met Christy my sophomore year of high school. I
Right.
am now almost 31, and we're just now. I mean, we're coming up on 3 years. So
Yeah, fuck.
now go back. So say we started. Is that possible? How old am I? I was gonna say we must have started dating when I was 28. Is that possible? Mm-hmm. Holy hell! Wow, time is flying.
That sounds about right, because I remember I moved in after you two were already dating.
Yeah. So I'd been
And
28.
that
when we
was like
started.
2.5 years ago.
Yeah. So I was 28, and she would have been, I guess. Oh no, she would have been 27. She turned 28 after me. This has got to be the most boring piece of radio ever. But the point I'm trying to make is that I met
What's your
her.
favorite position?
I met her.
That's cool with me. It's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you. What's your favorite dish? I'm not gonna cook it, but I'll order it from Zanzibar.
No, that means I would have met her when I was 15.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's insane. That means I had to do the math in my head because it doesn't make any sense. That would have meant I knew her for 13 years. Then we started dating.
I met Trisha when we were 19. 19 or 20.
Yeah.
19. I think it was 19. I met her when I was 19 years old. Oh my God. Actually, I think 18. I met her when I was 18 or
Yeah.
just turned 19. We started dating in May.
Okay.
In May, it will have been 6 years, which means I would have been 22 when we started dating. Wow. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Did you ever think about that? How different you were?
Yeah.
Like you guys met each other when you were 15.
Yeah.
You don't think about how different you both were?
Different people.
I remember when you two started dating. That was in the DeBartolo days.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, man. Good times on YSU campus.
Well, and like I had been trying to make that happen for a long time.
Yeah.
Like the thing, like that's the one I want. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
I remember.
that. And I had that. I had that moment. I'm like, that's the one. And I especially the older I got, I'm not used to not getting what I want when it comes to relationships. And like I had even asked it, like, or like brought it up and tried at some point, and she like basically said like, no, I'm not ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing against you, but no, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, and I had all these signs where it was like, okay, it's not going to happen. So, and then I moved on and I started dating my ex, who I was with for 2.5 years or so, 2 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember she told me later, she said after she found out that I was dating this person, she went up to one of her friends and said, I've made a terrible mistake. and then had to wait, you know what I mean? Like 2 years.
I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, well, she told me that, and I'm like, oh, But the thing is, it probably, like, if it would have happened when I initially wanted it to happen, it wouldn't have worked. I was not mature enough
Right,
then. I
right.
hadn't learned enough.
That's the thing too. Is like right when you think you're mature enough, you're not.
You're not, right.
You need life to kick the shit out of you a few times.
Exactly.
In order to
Absolutely.
be ready to take something serious.
And I will never, like, the girlfriend I had before Trisha, I can't ever say anything bad about her because I learned every relationship I've been in, the one before her, I learned a whole lot
Yeah.
about, and that was just one where I wasn't happy through the entire thing,
Yeah.
and I stuck it out for so
a
long.
long period.
For most of like almost from the beginning, I was not happy, and I toughed it out for a long time. And it was horrible. It was like 2 years, and it just I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
Like I learned when to call it quits and how to not be a prick. And then the other one, I learned how to be less of a prick.
Yeah.
And how to talk about things and how to apologize for things. So
Yeah.
all the stuff that happened beforehand led me up to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And I can never speak ill of those two experiences, because especially the one right before, because I learned so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have worked had I not gone through that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Right before. And the proof is in the pudding, because it's going to be 6
pudding.
years. And
the figgy pudding.
the figgy pudding.
The proof is in the figgy pudding.
But, it's been 6 years and I'm not going anywhere. And I hope she's not going anywhere. I don't think so. But
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I would never say that it seems like she's thinking about booking it.
leaving, yeah.
I would never say that to you.
I know she's not. You can't even make a
I
joke
would
about
never-
this, because I know she's not. I
No,
know
that's the
she's
thing
not.
is you locked that shit up by actually investing in your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so did she.
She's the gatekeeper and I'm the key master.
Oh man, have we ever talked on the show? I know we must have, about when you told me she told me she loves me.
Oh yeah, no. Oh my god, I don't know if we ever talked about it on air.
It's the
that's-
single biggest fuck up
That's
of my life.
A classic.
The single biggest fuck up of my life, because you told me. Yeah. Because you told me on a sidewalk corner
Yeah.
downtown on Federal Street in Youngstown, she told me that she loves me. And what I meant to say is she doesn't just say that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what came out of my mouth is, yeah, and she doesn't, though.
And I still had the smile on my face, and
You
I
had
was
that
like,
frozen smile.
I was going, what? And you told me later, you're like, I saw something break. It's just really,
It was
like a gear, like a little metal rod broke off and hit a gear in my brain and
Yeah.
just grinded everything down to
you
a
just
halt.
ground all the gears off and was just spinning.
Yeah.
I saw your face just kind of spinning like you were stuck. I was like, oh no, what have I done?
Oh no, that's not what I meant. It was pretty funny.
That's actually the farthest from what I meant I have ever said anything. That's the farthest
Yeah.
distance between what I meant to say
And what came out.
actually came out of my mouth.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I mean it was big. Yeah, it's and I didn't take it lightly. Because I think I even told her I loved her before that.
Yeah.
As we were friends. I loved her before that.
Yeah.
And it was very easy because of that to fall in love. Because we already knew that we liked each other. I said I did one stupid thing in our relationship that there's one thing that I regret saying. And
yeah.
it was like the last remnant of me being immature and stupid. We got in an argument, and it was like in our first year.
Yeah.
And I said something to her like, I dropped her off at her dorm room on campus. I said, just get out of my life. She was like leaving the car, and I watched just this horrible sadness wash over her face. And I remember I drove away and I stopped at the end of the street and I turned back around and I said, come out. And I'm like, I am so sorry. I did not, I had to be that was the last moment of stupid bullshit immaturity that I had.
It's the kind of thing that you say as a young man who
Yeah.
doesn't have to face the consequences
Right.
of that kind of
Exactly.
language, but you said it in a period of your life where it actually mattered.
And I've done, there's two things in my life that I regret, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
There's two things, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
That was something I can't take that back.
Right.
And it's just like a blemish on something that would have otherwise been like a fairy tale.
You know,
what I mean?
I think you need the relationship warts and all to be what it is.
Yeah,
I really
know.
don't think you
I know.
should continue to actively regret it.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, but I
At
just
the end of the day,
that was the last time where I said something like that, and you know what I mean, because I was used to that beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, the kind of relationships I was in before that was just
Chaos.
Yeah, it just happened. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That was something
Chaos.
Oh,
Unbound.
That's the thing about being younger is that like there's a huge chunk of your dating life where it's like the couples feed on each other's frustration and anger. What? What? No,
Sorry.
The couples feed on each other's frustration and anger and like build like because when you're young, that's what you think that passion has to look like.
Yeah.
And I think passion can actually be very quiet and determined and still and not just loud and flashy and chaotic. And I think that's something you learn as you get older.
Yeah.
Fuck Hollywood for giving us a weird perception of relationships.
Yeah.
When we're young.
Yeah.
Because I think the most accurate representation of a relationship, a real honest to God relationship that I've ever seen in a movie would probably be
Die Hard.
Die Hard, absolutely. Superbad.
Oh yeah.
And I think I brought this up on the show before about how Superbad represents probably the most realistic depiction of having sex for the first time with someone you care about.
Yep. Yeah.
And then the illusion is just shattered, and it's for the very first time.
Yeah.
And then nothing is the same afterwards. Superbad is perfect for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is that awkward moment. You know what I mean? Oh God.
We're passing notes. Why don't you just ask what time it is?
What time do we have on the clock?
It's
1:50.
Yeah,
right?
about 1:48 and a half.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess it's a good place to wrap right here.
Gosh, I feel like I didn't say anything of any value.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's no different than every other week.
No, you know what? Let me take one last crack at it.
Okay.
And say this. Like, overall, when we're talking about relationships, this is what I think about them. Is that, like...
If you're not getting stitches, you're still getting bitches.
The real lesson is be Dan the Meme Man.
Yeah. Don't mess with his memes.
No, so here's what I think. Everything you do in life, in general... as well as everything you do in relationships is cumulative, and you're always learning.
Yeah.
And you pick up a lot of good ideas, and you pick up a lot of bad ones too. And I think if you're not active about trying to keep yourself, keep yourself good and honest, and your attempts at a relationship earnest. I mean, a lot of people don't get any better with time.
Right.
Yeah, that's important. It's I say the same thing too about art. Is there are a lot of like the true artists are the ones who like no matter how bad they are, they'll always listen to criticism.
Sure. Yeah,
sure.
But it's you got to be willing to listen. You're no artist. You're no musician. You're no boyfriend / girlfriend. If you're not willing to grow and improve.
Right.
You have to revise, because we're all picking up from every new experience. We're picking things up, and we're just this tar ball of like good ideas and of tar,
just nothing but tar
of like, good experiences, bad experiences, and like damage people take on over time. And, you have to be willing to work on all those things. Relationships, there is no such thing as just finding the person that is right for you.
Yeah.
There is finding the person who is willing to work at it as much as you are.
Exactly. So, all right, final thoughts here. I want to go around the table. Favorite part of being in the relationship you're in right now? What is your favorite part? It could be something specific, Can be something very abstract. Just give me something that's your favorite part.
Favorite.
Ben, you got something?
My favorite part of being in a relationship right now is I actually already said it. I blew my load too early. Story of my life. But
Preaching to the choir there, buddy.
but it's the fact that whenever I see Aubrey, whenever I talk to her, whenever I think about the fact that there's a person like that in the world, it gives me hope for humanity.
Yeah.
That you know, I want us to grow together as people, so that she and hopefully you know, she can make me a better person in the process. Can spread that, you know, can be a positive influence on a world that just seems so fucking insane.
Yeah. She's great, dude, man.
Yeah.
She's really great.
Aubrey.
I feel like anytime I feel like the world's going crazy, I can like talk to her about shit and be reminded that there's sanity and you know, it's here. I you know, I have someone with her head on straight.
Yeah.
And you know, who is wise and caring.
Yeah.
And just has a big heart, you know.
Yeah, man, she's great. You guys are a good fit. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
Man, this is a real sappy episode.
Yeah, I know. Sorry,
I have Christy to thank for that. Christy actually had us meet.
Yeah.
That was she played matchmaker and by God she was right.
Yeah, great.
Hey, here's a fun little thing is I remember when we left town and when we came back, you guys were basically kind of seeing each other at that point. I think.
Oh yeah, we sat down to watch Star Trek and immediately
That was
had
it.
sex.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh my god.
Fucking A.
Because it had been, you guys have been, we've been like making an effort to be like, hey, let's all just hang out together.
Let's all just hang
and
out.
see if something's happening.
Come into my room.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We'll watch Star Trek and fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh, Captain Kirk.
It wasn't in my room. I mean the Star Trek was,
It was on your kitchen counter.
the Star Trek was out in the living room, but the rest of it was in my room. So don't worry about that.
It wasn't in my room. It was all over the house.
On top of a dog, fucking
On top of the neighbor's dog.
out in the backyard,
On the roof.
in sight of
Talk
gods
about
and men.
up on the roof. So I think my
Wow. Top of your family photos.
I think oh my god. I think my favorite part of being with Trisha, and I said it earlier, for the past several years when it came to like relationships and then being in college and, you know, fooling around with people, you know, you develop. I got that confidence, right? You know, and it just, I wasn't used to not getting what I wanted. You know what I mean? And I found that like a lot of the people that I ended up with, you know, were people that were, you know, into it. You know what I mean? And I never had that before that point in my life. And Trisha was one of those people. I said it before the first time I met her. I thought, that's it. That's what I want. You know what I mean? And I got to have that. So I get to be with a person who is actually the girl of my dreams, the one that I wanted.
Yeah.
You're the one that I want. No,
Why don't you tell us what you want, what you really, really want?
I'll tell you what I want when I really, really want.
You tell me what
You
you
are
want, what you
both
really, really want?
insufferable.
Sorry. No, I got exactly what I wanted.
Don't.
And I want to. Oh no, I got exactly what I wanted. It was the person I wanted to be with.
Don't hit on Spice.
Papa Spice. I got exactly what I wanted, and it was for all the reasons that I wanted it. You know what I mean? It fucking worked, and is still working.
Yeah,
I get to kiss the person I love. I get to laugh with the person who I love and wanted. I get to do stupid stuff with the person I love, and let's just be honest here. I get to make love to the person that I love,
Hey.
and that's fucking incredible. You
Yeah.
have no idea how. I mean, I'm sure you do, but yeah.
Oh, jeez, Chris.
me?
Oh, jeez, Chris. You guys have no idea how good I got it.
No, I
It sucked
get
to be you guys.
I get to be in love and hang out with and have fun with and make love to the person who I can't imagine being without. It's just
Yeah.
it's so great. I'm just so happy every single time. I tell her, try to tell her this as much as I can. I was like, thank you so much for being my partner. I love it. Nothing makes me happier than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being close with that person. So,
That's great.
yeah. That's pretty great, man.
That's pretty great, man.
That's pretty good. I don't know,
Pretty
man.
good, man.
How about you, Dave?
And I'm just kidding.
Hi, Christy.
Nah, I thought I couldn't resist though.
Yeah.
It's like, No, I was okay. So just the other night, Christy and I were hanging out, and she was ironing numbers on a T-shirt for scrimmage for practice for Derby.
Yeah.
Doing
yeah.
iron-on transfers. We were sitting around in the living room talking and laughing and watching something, and she and I both agreed that we are at this point dating the funniest person we've ever dated.
Yeah.
Which
I
is-
love that.
It's something that it had not occurred to me, really. I mean, like I'm an easy laugher to begin with, and I'm a kind of, I'm like a person who loves to laugh,
yeah.
and I've known from the beginning that Christy was funny. Since I met Christy, I knew that Christy was funny.
Yeah.
But it hadn't really occurred until she said it to me, and then I was like, okay, yeah,
you're right.
I'm dating the funniest person I've ever dated. I cannot.
That's a damn
I can't explain the importance of that.
apt assessment.
Yeah, I can't explain the importance of that. Is like, it is, if nothing else in the world, you have to, or at least I have to be able to laugh with someone. And if someone
Yeah.
can be the person making me laugh and surprising me and just being like clever and smart and like getting to like the deep part of my brain,
Right.
like those really deep laughs. I can't explain how significant that is and how much how much joy that brings me. And I guess I have to have a slight second favorite, which is I beat myself up a lot about a lot.
Yeah.
I'm on a big level, a very insecure person. And I
You don't say.
Yeah. Never figured that out about you. And I think so is Christy. I think both of us have this thing that like beats ourselves up.
Oh, you're just a big ball of anxiety, you are.
Yeah. Really anxious. And like I know for her as well. Like we just
Oh, yeah.
doubt ourselves a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We doubt ourselves a lot. I like to hope that I am as supportive to her as she is to me, because there is nobody who as consistently reminds me I'm not the piece of shit I think I am.
Yeah.
And that and sticks up for me
Yeah.
when I'm not sticking up for me.
Yeah.
And I hope I provide that as well, because that is inestimably valuable.
That's super fucking relatable.
Yeah.
Like if you are the kind of person who really doesn't believe in yourself all the time,
I think everybody at that table is this person.
Yup.
yeah, right.
Yup.
I can't explain how valuable that is.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is, it shapes my life.
Yeah.
It gives me
Absolutely.
reasons to believe in myself. So that's where it's at.
Now the real question is: are we all at a stage of the relationship where everyone is comfortable farting around their significant
Oh
others?
God, that was so easy.
Man, I'm trying to hide
Right.
them farts, man.
Right.
I'm not trying to fart on my girlfriend, man.
Are you kidding?
I don't want to fart on my girlfriend.
Oh God.
Nah.
Dude, Aubrey and I just blame it on the cats.
Yeah.
The cats volumetrically
Yeah.
cannot be responsible for all those
See,
farts.
It doesn't matter. It's hilarious.
See, I'm one of those people who's like, hey babe, yeah?
Oh yeah, I see.
I'm trying to-
I
I'm trying
can't
to
time
do
it
that.
that well.
yeah.
I never have like a fart just lined up.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Trust me, I do.
I'm like fucked up inside. I can't do that.
She is very good at preventing the Dutch oven. She knows when it's coming. She can't. I haven't gotten her maybe but once. She's very good at
See, I see.
You got to be careful with that, because I read it today. I fucked up on Reddit where a man nearly shit on his wife's face.
oh
trying to Dutch oven
From
her.
the Dutch oven.
Well, you don't put
Oh,
her
no.
face there. You just.
He put a leg over and something came out.
Oh my God! No,
Yeah.
you gotta. You just.
No,
you just put her head over
Pull the covers.
Exactly, and then
He
you
went to throw a leg.
And then you
don't-
have it, and then you get off me.
You don't fucking suplex her. That's,
Right.
I think that's a
That's
thing.
Brady's domain.
No, you got to put her in a figure 4 leg lock. She's laying down.
And then shit on her face.
That's really the most important advice we
Shit
can
on her
offer
face.
that
Put
we
her-
haven't offered yet is don't shit on your wife's face.
That's the new 3 Dudes
Try
Promise.
your best.
Suplex your wife.
Yeah, season 2, 3 Dudes Promise. We will never shit on our wives' faces.
Never. Well,
in the heat of the moment, there's some
anything
sort
can
of
happen.
shit.
heat of the moment. Shitting on my wife's face. All right. So we'll be back with
Yes.
the final segment of our show, which we call the final segment of our show.
I never meant to dump my scat on you. One thing I said that I would never poo.
It was the heat of my dookie running off down your chin.
All right.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Back to poop.
So anyway,
Yeah, Springsteen just singing everything. We're having way too much fun. I always heard that song as doo-wop chiggawa fondue pot. Wait, as if that wasn't enough.
is that Huddies?
Dibba-wop fondue pot. I like fondue. That's how I always heard that song.
I like fondue.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, bop.
Chigawan Bandu Pop.
Chigga-wop fondue pot. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I like fondue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's so
In
stupid.
fairness, everyone likes
Yeah.
fondue.
Yeah, who doesn't like fondue?
Put shit and cheese.
My favorite restaurant is a fondue restaurant.
I've never had fondue.
fondue.
Okay, so we're back on.
It's
by
just-
the way,
it's melted cheese on a stick, right?
well, you. All right, we're back.
Basically.
Let's just say we're back on. By the way, hi everybody.
Well, they know that. Let's talk about fondue. All
right. But no, our favorite restaurant is the Melting Pot, and it's a fondue restaurant where you where you cook your food in a fondue pot at your table. And we got to get all the ladies together and do like a triple date kind of thing, or a quadruple
fondue
date. I
ladies.
always forget about Alec and Missy. We got to get a quadruple date.
Yeah.
We'll do like the full setup, the full Monty, as it
Let's
were.
fondue it.
Let's fondue.
Fondue it.
Gonna blow our whole load all over this
Yep.
quadruple date.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
What? It's gonna what?
What?
We're gonna
What?
fondue kaki.
You lost me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
lost
I
me.
lost me. I lost me.
I no longer like fondue.
Yeah. I
Anyway.
fucking hate it.
I
Thanks. I hate it.
I think that's disgusting. I don't care for that very much. All right. Let's finish up here.
Yes,
I guess
yes.
let's get into recommendation. All right. Let's get into recommendations for this week. Ben, do you want to start?
They always miss the signals.
I would. I have two recommendations this week. One is don't do that. One is a game I've been playing for quite a while recently. It's a shame because Aubrey and I only have one PC ready Xbox controller, and she's been playing Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning. is
I
the
don't
subject.
I haven't even heard of this game.
It's pretty good.
Okay. It's for PS3?
It's
Or
for
4 or what?
well, I mean, we both have it on PC.
Oh, okay.
We both have it through Steam.
The Master Race.
Yeah. So, but when I have the controller, I have been playing a game called Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, good game. Yeah.
right?
I never played it.
It's okay. So Sleeping Dogs, for those of you that don't know, the definitive edition is on Steam. It's got all the the DLC and unlocks and all that good shit.
Yeah.
You are Wei Shen, an undercover police officer.
You are miles upshore, investigative journalism. That'll call back to the old YouTube show.
Yeah, you're an undercover cop named Wei Shen. You're undercover infiltrating the triads in Hong Kong, and so you've got to do cop stuff. You got to do crime stuff. It's an open world thing. It's like GTA. It's all like half the dialogue is Cantonese. So, the subtitles, of course, are provided.
Yeah.
The game doesn't expect you to know Chinese.
Well, that's good because I don't.
Right. I'm beginning to think no one knows Chinese. That's an impossible fucking language.
Not even the Chinese.
Even the Chinese aren't that fond of it.
I think they're just putting us on.
They're Vladimir Putin us on.
I love that idea of like a whole country being like, just making noises like tang, tang, and winking at each other and be like,
Hontang Poon.
I got a great prank to play on the rest of the world. Let's make it so that the declension and enunciation of every syllable changes its meaning, and let's make our whole written language where like one thing represents an entire word. That would really fuck with everyone.
Yeah, it would be I can't even imagine how anyone memorizes the written version of the language.
Written Chinese is fucking nuts.
It's ludicrous. And actually, what's funny about that?
Luda.
What's funny about that too is I saw someone recently talking about the printing press and how it was a necessity to start using Roman letter, the character set we use,
Right,
in order to make the printing press viable
for the Chinese.
Yeah.
It would be fucking impossible otherwise.
Yeah, can you imagine the tray of letters?
Each character represents a different word. There are no letters in Chinese. Each thing is a different word.
Right, but like your what would be a stack of letters, in English printing.
Yeah,
just can you imagine thousands of these things.
Yeah, just entire blocks of different words, presumably organized by category.
Yeah.
I don't even know, man.
Right.
It's beautiful language, beautiful people.
The beautiful people.
But anyway,
The most beautiful people. The most.
But anyway, Sleeping Dogs features one of the coolest unarmed combat systems I've ever played
Yeah,
with.
it's a lot of fun.
Outside of the Batman series. Like
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm in my own head here.
To simplify the movement and free running system plus the combat system, it's like you're constantly playing a Jet Li movie.
Yeah.
It's super fucking cool.
I just like beating people up in the street.
Oh yeah,
Is that a big part of the game? Is just running around punching people?
You can grab dudes and run them into various environmental objects like phone booths, ventilation fans.
Was that you?
That was me.
That was so stealthy. I didn't even see you, Bert. Because your mouth just stayed the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
No, that's what I like about me. There's all sorts of new moves you can learn. They're like my favorite one that I love to abuse is if you do one hit and then hold the attack button on the second hit, you will kick the dude's knee in, and it makes everyone around you wince, and it gives you a chance to hit him.
That's cool.
It's super fun. You get different skills for leveling up your cop experience, your triad experience, and face, which is just like how cool and popular you are around Hong Kong. Nice. So you can get into like new clothes. Certain abilities become stronger. It's just a super cool game. It's like you're playing a Jet Li movie. You're an undercover cop in Hong Kong. You can do kung fu and shoot guys. How much fucking more do I have to say?
Right.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest games I think I've ever played, and I highly recommend Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah. That game was free on Xbox Live's Games with Gold a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And it was just I ate that game up. It was
Yeah.
it was a really good freebie.
If you get a chance to play it, absolutely play it.
I will play that game. That sounds awesome.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
My other recommendation is listen to absolutely anything by Leadbelly.
Yeah, Huddy Ledbetter. Yeah,
If you care about the history of rock or the history of the blues at all, you'll be surprised. I was surprised listening to Leadbelly. I mean, not by his voice, but by the attitude of the music and by the it's like it's this misconception I have in my head that the blues are supposed to be like this sad thing. It's supposed to be they're supposed to be about, you know, the troubles you're facing in your life.
Sorry.
But
Okay, hold on.
What the fuck?
This thing is falling apart. What is happening?
it's not on the thing.
Yeah, it's like off the.
Got angled. It's
Weird.
supposed to be at a corner.
Yeah, unscrew it.
Just hold on a minute.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties.
Yep.
All right, you're talking about Leadbelly.
Leadbelly. Yeah, so the idea being that the blues are supposed to be sad. I remembered it was B.B. King who said it.
Yeah.
That you know, everyone's got this idea that the blues are supposed to be you know, a sad thing, but Leadbelly, a lot of his music, it kind of touches on, like, you know, like this real, you know, upbeat major key, you know, country and bluegrass kind of thing, where it's definitely a lot more like before blues was kind of locked into a form, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's absolutely worth listening to. You know, his gravelly voice, his out of tune guitar.
Yeah.
It's perfect music to just relax to and just have a beer
Sure.
and just kind of, you know.
I've
kinda
never listened to
reflect on-
Leadbelly.
Incidentally, Trisha and I are both huge Leadbelly fans.
Yeah.
Huge Leadbelly fan.
Yeah.
Great God Almighty, I can pick a bale of cotton. Great God Almighty, I can pick a bale of day. Well, like, you're laughing, but that's like it's Field Hollers. He's
Yeah.
It's very old 30s and 40s blues, and,
Right.
and a lot of that is just
I just love the character of
Yeah.
it. I just love the great God Almighty.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it just makes
Oh
me happy.
Lord, I can pick a bale of cotton. That's an earworm, man. Like,
Yeah.
it'll get fucking.
And I mean, you know, to expand on that, you know, plenty of songs that everyone knows. You know, "Goodnight Irene,"
Yeah.
"House of the Rising Sun,"
Right.
which is a
Let
weird-
the midnight special
The
shine
Midnight
a light
Special.
on me. Yeah,
Oh.
that's Huddy Ledbetter. Yeah.
yeah.
No kidding.
Yep. So yeah, give Leadbelly a listen if you have any interest in blues rock.
Yeah, I never listened to Leadbelly.
I'll tell you, I usually write down every recommendation that's given on this show. I love that game, and I love Leadbelly. So,
Yeah.
So hey, there you go.
one of the things that Trisha wanted for Christmas that I couldn't find was like the complete discography, like the complete works of Leadbelly. They had like a big box set of it at Barnes and Noble with like a picture book and everything, and I couldn't find it again when we went back. So we're gonna have to go back and get that at some point if I can find it. It's really cool. Yeah, that's a good one to take a deep dive into.
Nice.
Dave, do you have recommendations?
I do. I have one. It's I don't even know if I mentioned it before on the show or not, but I was really excited for this to came out. I was excited for this to come out, and it finally did. Amazon did a series of Philip K. Dick short stories as episodes called Electric Dreams. It's a 10-episode series. Was that a fart too?
No.
Wow.
Sorry.
It's got a lot of star power in it too. It's like
I know.
your fart has a lot of star power
I
in
can't
it.
stop it though.
Yeah.
Oh God, wet burritos.
Oh god.
Heavens.
Steve Buscemi gets his own episode on Electric Dreams. So does Bryan Cranston. He has an episode, and they're all adapted from Philip K. Dick's short stories, and some of them are really, really cool. I don't want to say too much about the content of the show itself because they're all these self-contained little, sort of
Vignettes,
mini movies.
yeah.
It's kind of, I think it also has its own distinct style as opposed to like Black Mirror. Like
Yeah.
I feel like the immediate comparison to make is Black Mirror. It's not exactly like that.
But it's similar.
Yeah, it has some similar stuff going on. It's not quite as all out depressing as Black Mirror.
Yeah, Black Mirror can be really
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of,
it's rough.
Yeah, there's some episodes that are just devastating of Black Mirror. I don't think that's exactly the case with Electric Dreams. I think it's it's drama, it's science fiction. It can be kind of heavy, but it's not just all out, just the floor falling out under you in the same way. But it's really good. I would totally recommend watching it. I'm 7 episodes in.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I watched 7 episodes last night.
Jesus
I
Christ!
just watched a ton of the show. So, highly recommend that. It's on Amazon Prime. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you should get Amazon Prime because everyone should just have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I'm not made of money, David.
Well, steal someone else's Amazon Prime.
Steal this Prime.
Shit. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it? Yeah, that's it.
All right, I have 2 recommendations this week, and they kind of go together.
Okay.
The first one, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but about 5 days ago is the 2-year anniversary of the death of David Bowie.
Oh, wow.
2 years?
It's been 2 years.
It's been 2
What?
It's been 2 years since we lost Bowie.
2 Bowie-less years.
Yeah, 2 years. We lost David Bowie.
It was 2 years.
Yeah. No, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years since we lost David Bowie, and
Jesus.
there was to commemorate that, there was a documentary that just aired on HBO called 5 Years, which is about the last 5 years of David Bowie's life.
I saw this on Netflix last time I was...
It's like a visual representation, like a visual walkthrough of the last 5 years of his life, what he was doing musically, and it's told by producers and studio musicians who he worked with. Like the release of his penultimate album, how he had everybody sign NDAs before he did it because he just wanted to drop the record by surprise. And you know what I mean? Where he was at, because it had been like 10 years since he had done anything in the public eye, and then he just retracted into
I feel like he did 2 albums in the last couple of years of his life. There was the next day.
The Next Day
Was the first of those,
and then Black Star
followed
was
it maybe a year later.
The final, it was 20. I mean, Black Star released 2 days before he died.
Yeah,
Not to be confused with Mos Def and Talib
Kweli. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
Mos Def and Talib Kweli.
Yeah. That's also an excellent album, but no, the documentary is really good, and if I'm a huge Bowie fan, Bowie is and always was for the weirdos.
Yep.
That's kind of where he found his beat. Was with the weirdos.
That's why he meant so much to the kind of people that he did, and as many as he did.
Exactly. And a tremendous songwriter and very musically gifted. He's a genius of music and structure.
Yeah.
And the last 2 albums are very good.
Yeah.
So Black Star would be, I guess, is kind of an aside recommendation to this. I obviously watch the documentary 5 years. It's very, very good. It's very moving. If you're a big Bowie fan like I am, it'll choke you up a little bit.
Where'd you find it, by the way?
It's on HBO, so
okay.
I just watched it on HBO. If you have HBO Go or HBO Now,
you
can get on there and find that. But Black Star, I would say as an aside, check that album out or just watch the video for Lazarus.
Yeah.
Which is, he knew exactly what was happening. You know what I mean? And that album is kind of like his goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
And it's very, very good. But I'm going to recommend my favorite Bowie album. It was, it would have been shortly after Ziggy Stardust.
Okay.
Which was 72, is Young Americans.
Okay.
Is my favorite Bowie album. And there's a lot of excellent David Bowie albums.
Yeah.
But
so what kind of tracks are on?
Oh Christ! I have to look up the whole thing. The 2 big Young Americans, obviously. I just took a big deep dive into this the other day. I guess I could just talk about that song because I think I've said on this show before. I want to make the Desert Island playlist, the 100 songs you would take with you. Young Americans might be first on that list. That is one of my all-time favorite songs.
It's awesome.
It's really awesome. Lyrically speaking, it's incredible. Musically speaking, there's so many cool pieces of theory that he throws into that song.
Yeah.
That just... it's one of those things where I know I can annoy the shit out of my girlfriend with, where I'd be like, oh no, listen to this part, you know what I mean, like where it just but there's so many great tricks of music in that. What's the other? I think Fame is on that record as well.
Okay.
And then a lot of stuff that you haven't heard,
okay,
unless you're a big Bowie fan. Bowie fan. But it's a short album. You can get through it in about 40 minutes. But yeah, it's mid-range Bowie, and it's him kind of getting out of the glam rock Ziggy Stardust stuff and kind of falling into his own.
Nice.
So he went through a couple of very distinct phases, right?
Oh, for sure.
So like there's definitely there's a clear cutoff where Ziggy Stardust and his glam thing kind of shuts down, and then there's a Thin White Duke phase, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it all works out, but there's many eras of Bowie, and they're all kind of distinct from each other.
Sure.
We're just getting coked out.
Eye patch, Brit.
The eye patch bit.
Yeah, there's periods where he's just coked out of his mind, and then there's there's before and after that. I guess,
and that's
too.
a lot of stuff that's covered in the documentary too. Is him? It's kind of told the last 5 years of his life, and then it goes back and it starts talking about where he was at as he was coming up, and you know what I mean, different phases of his life when he moved to Berlin and was just anonymous.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and just
And under the name Davy Jones, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
This is before his career. He was born Davy Jones.
Right? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but he couldn't keep it because there was already a pretty famous Davy Jones.
Right,
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
But anyway, check those out. Just fucking listen to David Bowie. I guess Ziggy Stardust is the easiest one, but I would say Young Americans because
I've probably listened to Ziggy Stardust a dozen times already.
Right. Yeah. Listen to Young Americans. It's a good one.
Young Americans.
Changes is great. They're all great. They're just fucking. I don't have anything specific. Watch the documentary. Listen to David Bowie. Just get into Bowie because it's worth it.
Yeah. 2 Bowie-less years.
2 years sans Bowie.
Yeah.
Jesus. I didn't think it had been that long.
They don't even make the knives anymore.
I've heard that.
I don't know if
I don't know if you know this. When I was in Texas and when I was at the Alamo.
Yeah.
They had an exhibit.
Shit, I forgot about the Alamo.
I told myself I'd never do this.
And 9/11.
Damn it. They had an exhibit called Bowie, the Man, the Knife, the Legacy, or something like that. And it was about the inventor of the Bowie knife.
Yeah.
And they had along their table of events, their sort of chronological history of the Bowie knife. At the end, they have David Bowie. And and he took the name Bowie because he liked the Bowie knife or whatever. And it's
is that true?
Yeah. Well, I think it's got to do with it. Yeah.
Huh.
Because it just sounded cool. And it's the name of a cool knife.
David Bowie.
So after all this all this Wild West stuff, and then at the end, that's David Bowie.
Yeah. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Maybe the most un-Texas thing ever.
I know.
It's just Ziggy fucking Stardust.
Major Tom to Alamo.
I took a picture and the guy yelled at me.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, you can't take pictures.
Oh, y'all can't take pictures in here.
I was like, okay.
That man's a natural treasure.
A natural.
How on earth are we going to remember the Alamo if people take pictures of it?
God damn it.
We like to remember it, and that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, well.
Hey, remember the Alamo? Yeah, that's a cool thing.
Oh, shit.
Pass the blood, dude.
All right, well, did we learn anything in the start of our second season?
I did learn very much.
The beginning?
I learned a few things.
I got a bunch on here, actually. Yeah. I usually only have 4 things. I got a bunch.
I got 4, exactly.
God, we talked about poop enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I guess I learned that we come full circle on this show.
Yeah.
We're just bringing it right back around to shit.
I learned that childbirth is less than pooping a porterhouse.
It's true.
It is. It's true.
I learned you can tell a man's age by counting the rings of his balls.
I learned that Alec Baldwin is sticky.
Just all the time.
Just sticky.
It's just lightly damp and
Just
sticky.
needs a wet nap. Sorry.
It's a gross thought. What did I write here? It wasn't urine, by God. It was ejaculate. By God.
By God. It's on a similar
Disgusting.
That was, I took that verbatim from the joke because he said, by God, it was ejaculate. This is the way he delivered it.
on a similar bent, don't fuck with Uncle Ricky when he's been drinking.
Uncle Ricky when he's been drinking. I learned that ESPN fucking sucks.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I consequently learned steal. Just steal.
Just steal.
Steal.
Because they make it impossible to pay for it, so just steal.
Yeah.
I learned that sometimes you got to headbutt your girlfriend's boobs.
Sometimes.
I learned that without stew, you're through.
But
But
you could be led askew by the stew.
a fucking men.
I learned that you can raise your property value by spitting all over your floor.
I learned that the proof is in the figgy pudding.
The proof is in the figgy pudding.
Figgy pudding.
Pudding. I guess the last thing I learned, I guess this isn't so much of what I learned as it is a quote.
What?
That's where we're at with pooping. Benjamin Reese, 2018.
That's where we're at with pooping.
That's where. Well, anyway, that's where we're at with pooping.
State of the Poonian address.
Does anybody have anything else?
No, that's literally all I
All
learned.
right.
That's what I got.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. I proclaim this meeting of the Dudecast adjourned.
Oh, God. Banging a pipe like a gavel turns out to be a messy idea.
Join us. Oh God.
Hey, I learned something else.
Yeah.
I've just cocked this all up.
Yeah, boy, you've really
God.
penised it up quite a bit.
I really screwed the pooch on this
You
one.
really made a wiener out of all of this.
You really fucked the dog.
I really spilled the milk on this one.
You really penetrated the hound.
I really spread your dog's ass cheeks and manually.
Ass cheeks. Have you ever seen a dog with ass cheeks?
No, I'm picturing it.
I'm picturing his little dog crack.
Have you not seen Ren and Stimpy?
I love the idea of just dog with like a human-looking butt crack.
Again, Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Bop, bop. Okay. Anybody else have anything? I think we're good.
I learned that dogs don't have human butt cracks.
Join us next week when Ben will be hosting.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good. I don't know yet, but it probably.
Could be bad, but it probably won't.
It could be. It probably won't be since he's the only one with good topics on this show.
No, fuck you.
No, this was a good one, by the way.
Yeah, thank
It was
you.
nice to talk about something wholesome.
Not stupid and
Yeah.
dumb.
And also feces, too.
Yeah,
though.
and also a little bit of poop. We brought it full circle.
Something
right back to poop.
wholesome and also feces,
Something
too,
borrowed,
though.
something new,
Something shat.
something old, and then a bunch of poo. All right, guys, have a good night.
All right.
Thank
See
you
you
for
next
listening.
week. Bye-bye.
Bear.